Wow, did you? No, I keep saying it.
Right. When you probably putting that together, you probably had your sandwiches, you do, and there's probably some paste. So let's say he's having a beef paste sandwich, right?
Yeah,
and you'd be eating it, doing that, and then you'd leave it on your knee while you carry down.
No, you have this thing about me. You have this thing about me leaving. I'm going to tell you about this. For about 30 years, Si and Claire, I've had this thing about every time I have a sandwich, I never use a plate. I always stick it on my knee.
It was when we used to play computer games when we were kids, and my younger brothers used to cry laughing, and it became a thing, didn't it? You would always eat a sandwich, balance it on your knee, carry on doing what you were doing, then go back to your sandwich. And when I just saw that intro, I thought he's done a lot of work on this. Wonder what sandwich he was eating.
Wonder what sandwich he was eating. Anyway, welcome to Tub Thumpers. At the start of that, of the intro, the new intro for Tub Thumpers side, that's all the alumni, if you will, all the people that have come on to Tub Thumpers and shown us their stuff. And tonight, Simon, we've got another guest. Guess who it is, Si? Guess who it is? Well, I don't know why it's been every week. Guess who it is?
I think the chat do.
Yeah, it is Mr. Scott. Showing us what's in his boxes, Mr. Whitehouse.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's awesome to have you on because we've been asking you to come on, CSR, come on, Tub. Oh, yeah, I don't know, Shabs, I might not. Do you know what I mean? This is what happens when you get famous, like you know, you pick and choose when you want to do it, you know.
Well, it can appropriately address with the proper Star Wars on Return of the Jedi. Which is
this is for you, Si.
King Star Wars Return of the Jedi.
Which one's your favourite, Scott?
Well, I was thinking about this. I would always have said The Empire Strikes Back, but I don't think that's changed. But in the last year, since the 40th anniversary of Jedi, I've really got into it even more so, I think, than as a kid. I've just learned to appreciate it. I think all the figures that we've had out as well. I must have watched it about half a dozen times in the last 12 months, and it's edging up very close to Empire.
Always makes me laugh, lads, because we have these conversations. So, you know, when all us plonkers get together and we say things like, "Oh, what's your favourite?" But which one are you turning off? You know, you know, it's like if Star Wars is on. Oh, I'm not watching that. It's not Return of the Jedi. You know, so we watch them all.
That's true. Yeah. You don't, do you? No, if it's Star Wars is on in the afternoon at Christmas, like you'll watch it, won't you? You leave it on. You don't go. You know, it's the sequels. I'll walk away.
Maybe not The Last Jedi.
No,
that's never on in first place, is it? Even when the telly's not on, it goes, no, I'm not showing that.
Yeah, I put my sandwich on my knee, to the TV straight off. I wasn't messing about. Do you know what I mean? Sandwich on your knee. Absolutely brilliant. Oh. So let's have a look who's here. Let's have a look. Hey, Super Awesome's here.
Joe.
The Universal Toy Collector. He was the first one you did, wasn't he? He was the first.
Oh, yeah. I'm collecting live. First one. It was absolutely
because the lads at CSR haven't forgot that, Mr. Whitehouse. I'm just going to put that clear to you right now. Only took us like 6 months last year, but you went on Stews, you know what I mean? So. Oh, brilliant. G-Force.
Oh, hey, showed me his Battle of the Planets collection last night. It's coming on, G-Force's collection.
Is it?
Some nice figures there, yeah.
So you're a big Star Wars fan, right, Scott?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. Do you know who else is a Star Wars fan, Scott? He's smooth, Scott. He's smooth. That's what it is.
He's been sending me some brilliant he works.
Hello, everyone. I wonder if Scott has any dodgy library books. Well, you see, we know what you do, Scott, you see. So when you heard about Adam in these library books, were you like in your hat going, in your house going, curses?
I know. I was in touch with Essex Library straight away. I said, do you know this guy, Adam?
Scott better, Adam better watch out. Scott Library Mafia. Fucking everybody in Essex. You know what I mean?
We have a network.
Oh, we have. They're meeting back alleys with stamps.
Undercoats.
Comes turning up, you see Adam on the floor, stamps all over his face. What happened to him? He slept with the stamps. You know what I mean? Hey, Kieran, good old Kieran's here. Kieran Bull says, I'm still disappointed we didn't get to see Adam's library book collection because he knew Scott was coming on today. So he thought, I better not do that. Better not wind Scott up. And his aftershave collection. Yeah, I mean, I'll just talk briefly because this is Scott's show tonight. But thank you all for showing up yesterday. I enjoyed that yesterday. The top, I didn't, it went dead fast, and I didn't think there was that much stuff to talk about with Top Gun, but one for over 2 hours. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that came in for me and Si and Adam yesterday. It was awesome. Oh, Scott Whitehouse is here. Look, all withdrawn and stamped officially, Des. Unlike someone we could mention. I don't want to say. Who is it? Who is it we're going to mention? I am the last of the famous international playboy. Him. Evening, Shabby Si, Scott, and chat. Good evening, Mr. Redmond. Good evening, TJC. Everyone's coming seeing you, Scott. Everyone. Let's have a look. Hey, all. I will be watching as I'm building my next Ghostbusters Ecto 1 from the 2016 movie. Scott, did you ever get into Lego?
Not really. No, we had Lego as a kid, but I've never really picked any up. I've got a little Imperial shuttle somewhere that someone gave me.
Right, I'm glad you finished off that sentence.
Oh no! Don't freeze frame that.
Don't clip that side.
When I was going through the tubs, I hoped I might find the old Lego, but it's somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe my sister's got it, but we didn't have a lot really.
You've always liked it, haven't you? Si? You've always been a fan. I was the same as you. I remember bits and pieces as kids, but when we were kids, Scott, it was just like you made your own Falcon, wasn't it? It was like your imagination.
Lego wasn't. It's not like it is now. There was no licensed franchises back in 1985 for Lego. If there was, that we didn't have them. We just got like that big bag of Lego where you made your own things out of them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which is ironic because as a kid, you'd make all vehicles for your Star Wars figures, and then 30 years later, Lego makes Star Wars Lego. And in a way, it's great, but in a way, it's killed that imagination what you did with your figures. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. I agree with that because people say, "Oh, we didn't have a Falcon as a kid or an X-wing," but we did. We did have Lego Falcons and X-wings. You know what I mean? It was just because it was red, green, and blue and yellow, it doesn't mean it wasn't the Falcon.
It's just that when you had a bucket of Lego, you would build it constantly over and over again. And when you have a licensed product like a Star Wars vehicle of a Lego, you build it and that's it. You build it up, you put it, or you display it instead of more of ripping it all apart and thinking, what else can I make now out of this? You don't do that with license. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm on about. I don't even take them out the boxes from the beginning, but I've seen people do this.
I've heard it's a myth. It's a myth. Do you know what I mean? But you are right. You get a bag of Lego like it comes out, and you make what's the instruction. You don't make something else out of it, do you?
No, and it's look at us. Like my mum would have been my age now when we were like, so my mum would be involved in making the Lego, making different stuff and breaking it down again. But now my mum wouldn't go to her collection of Lego, pull one down for me to do something else with it, not at $50, $60, $70 sets, you know. So it's good, bad in a way.
Yeah, it's really expensive. What was your favorite toy as a kid, Scott? What was your favorite thing?
Oh, I think, and it's here. I think it was the AT-AT. You can see it.
Let's just make you bigger second, Mr. Whitehouse. Hold on a sec. Look at that beauty.
Here it is. I had to save up and pay for half of this myself as well. So I think I sort of learned the meaning of the value of things. Really, I've lost the canopy. That's the only thing. It must be somewhere, but I haven't got it at the moment. But yeah, I must have spent hours and hours playing with this, and all kinds of different scenarios, taking the legs off and all sorts of stuff. So yeah. Absolutely love it. It's out all the time.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Still a fantastic toy.
Yeah, it is a fantastic toy. The AT-AT. It was brilliant. I'm glad you said the AT-AT because we were AT-AT houses as well. We always said the AT-AT. Do you know what I mean? I think most of the British did, didn't they? I think we did.
Yeah, they did. I think it was like, yeah. AT-AT, yeah. Kev's here. Hey, Kev. Everyone's turned up. We've got over nearly 45 people already. So thank you all so much, man. That is awesome. That is really cool. Howdy, Mr. Whitehouse. Looking forward to seeing what Tub's unearthed. Oh, yeah. So I ask everybody this, me and Si, every week. Why do you keep it in tubs? Is this something, just stuff you can't throw out, or stuff you forgot about, or?
It's a bit of a combination. We moved house quite a lot when I was a kid, and at one point we had to move in with my nan for about a year. So everything bar what I was playing with at the time, I was probably about 11 or 12. Everything bar what I was playing with went into storage for about a year. And when we finally moved in, these boxes and tubs were stuck in a shed. And gradually I went and, my Star Wars stuff went into these boxes. So I gradually rediscovered it and brought it into the house. And kind of there's been stuff in tubs since then, which has moved from house to house with me, and different things come out from time to time. But going into some tubs of just stuff I've never wanted to part with, I've come up with all sorts of things that have probably been in tubs since the mid-80s, really.
Exactly. This is how it started. Yeah, Si was the same way. I mean, the whole Tub Thumpers thing, everyone knows the story, so I won't go on about it. But Si phoned him up and said, "Oh, you won't believe what I found upstairs," because we had people in, so we had to move it. Apart from that, you probably haven't been up there for years, have you?
Oh, well, for a start, I can't fit in the loft, so it's always Claire that has to go in. Because we've only got this small opening to get in, so I have to take Claire up like a mole cat. She pops her head up. I can't fit up there.
Go on, get up upstairs.
So I've just got. She probably sold it all for years. Maybe that's how she got a new car.
We want Scott. We want Scott. He's a lovely bloke, isn't he?
And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure it steals your heart away.
He's got that ring on that music, hasn't it? You know what I mean? So good old Connor's good to see you. I'm just going to try and fly through this because you saw it before when we were on, Scott. You saw how many people were in there. And then about 10 minutes from now, they're all going to start giving me blooming, "Oh, Shabby's so far behind in the chat." This is why, unbelievable.
It's deserved.
Oh,
I'd just like to say to Claire, I said to Claire today, I said, "Can you do me a favour?" I said, "Can you go out and get a cup with my name on?" She said, "Yeah, no problem." That's a clutch come on with.
So thanks, Scott, for coming on Si's last Tub Thumpers. That was really nice of you, my friend. So
I made me laugh.
Oh man, hiya pal, good to see you. TJC's here. Oh, new titles, I like it. Well, it's like I say, I couldn't sleep last night, so I'll do that. You know what I mean?
So them late night sandwiches.
Yeah. Right, anyway. Bloody sandwiches. Hey, look at these handsome fellas. Why, thank you. Why, thanks. Oh. Good old Adam's here. Look at this. How big are your muscles, Scott? How big are your muscles?
Not that big.
I tell you what. Good old Geek Strong. Everyone's saying hello to each other. G4's TJC. I'm trying to find somebody new if we haven't. Oh, thank you, pal. Hit that like button. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Cycling for Fun. Hello. Well, Dean from All Things 8 to be possible. Yeah, we'd love to have Dean on. He's a great bloke. If he ever wants to do it, he's more than one. We'd like him all, won't we, Si? I mean, like I said, we've always had this open. We want as many people as possible. So yeah.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Some of them.
But yeah, we're big fans of Dino. So yeah, that'd be awesome. Sandwich knee. I'm not right. Hey, Scott, what does the lovely Mrs. Whitehouse think of all this collecting lark?
She's very tolerant.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Right. It's all right. You can just tell me inside. No one's watching. What
She's really very good about it. I mean, when we moved to this house, it's quite a small cottage, and I've got the biggest room.
Yeah.
It's partly where I work. I do some work from home.
I do.
So I work in here. So we call it the study, but it's also the toy room.
We call it. Mark, do you have the biggest room in your house, Mark?
What's that?
Do you have the biggest room in your house as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
How selfish are you two?
Well,
Oh my God. Taking the biggest rooms of the house. Oh my God.
She's very kind.
Listen, Scott did the same thing I did. We turned around to our wives and said, "Listen, any woman would want us. So if you don't give us the biggest rooms, we'll be off." That's exactly what me and Scott said.
I've had Nicole Finger on blower. And if you don't give me that big room, I'm up boom boom shit.
All I've got to do is phone Kate Moss. She's got a big room. Yeah, we had new titles. You sure did, Adam. Have you always collected, Scott? So, in other words, ever since you've been with your lovely wife, has she always known you to be a collector?
Absolutely, yeah, always. There's always been something. We first got together, and I have this like ritual of bringing out. I didn't used to have Star Wars figures out all year round. I always bring them out at Christmas. We call it the Star Wars Nativity, and it started with just her old family nativity set and a stormtrooper, and then it's just grown, and I now take over the lounge, the whole downstairs with dioramas. It might be a couple of figures having a lightsaber duel on a shelf, or it might be the Millennium Falcon and a whole like diorama around it. And so she's, we that's for the whole of December we do that, and that's so she kind of knew I was a bit weird like that.
Is it only then though? So in other words, comes January the 1st, and she goes to get that out of this full room, like what Matt's wife does,
Yeah, pretty much. But there's usually something. I mean, I always kind of put a new figure on the mantelpiece for a while, and it kind of stays there until I replace it with something else. To be honest,
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. I've heard of water on the knee, but never sandwich on the knee. I've never heard of sandwich on the knee either. I don't know what size talking about. G-Force Racing is the most caring guy. Oh, you're right. Honestly, how many times have I turned around to the sign and say, he's like Mother Teresa. It's like Mother Teresa, that G-Force. You know what I mean?
He's a good lad, G-Force.
Wait, that wasn't size question of the week. What sandwich did Shabby? Unbelievable.
No, it's a real thing, Georgie. Sandwich knee, shabby geek.
The lovely Connor says, "Do yourself a favor and check out Scott's awesome Insta." Oh yeah,
you do have some great figure pictures, don't you? I've always admired that, because even though I'm an artist myself, Scott, I've tried it. I tried it with my Lego minifigures and stuff. I am terrible at it. And I look at you, and I look at Connor, and I look at Brian's action figure reviews, and I look at Greg and Red 5 Designs, and how you boys can get these figures to look like scenes from movies just blows my mind. I just don't know how you do it. Is it the lighting that's more important for things like that?
I think it's a combination of lighting and getting the right angle so that they don't. You see a lot of photos, and it does look like a toy on a shelf, whereas you get the angle right, and they kind of look like they've got a scale. They can look.
Yeah.
I like to during the summer especially. I like to take them outside and put them against some old boulders or something, a tree. I did some Return of the Jedi ones with the bunker and the Scout Walker last year. We've got some big trees at the bottom of the garden, and worked really well because they looked like they were on Endor. So if you can get the right kind of backdrop, I use the Tantive 4 corridor a lot because they're really contained in that, and it kind of works. They look like you can kind of scale them properly. So I think scale as much as lighting.
I think the perspective of them boys is great, isn't it, Mark? The perspective is.
I've always admired it. Connors, Scott's, everybody else that does. I remember G-Force doing one with Valaverse figures. I love that sort of stuff. It would never have dawned on me to. What do I do? Stick it on the table, take your picture. Today, lads, look what I got. You know what I mean? It's not. I think it's a talent to do what you lads do. Yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. Go figure says Return of the Jedi is my unapologetic favorite. The tension build between the three main conflicts at the end is perfection. It is, though, isn't it? It's it was great. I went to see it. Did you go and see it last year when it came out again, Scott? For the 4th.
Yeah.
How good was it?
We took the grandkids to see it, and those last 45 minutes are so brilliantly edited. The pace, the tension, the way it skips between those different elements of the story. It's one of the most exciting sort of 45 minutes in a film. I just could not believe how thrilled I was by it. And they were sort of like that on the seats, the two lads. They were 8 and 9 at the time. Did they enjoy it though? Did they like? Because we took my older son, his girlfriend came, and she's 18, 19, and she's never seen Star Wars, never, and she loved Return of the Jedi. She loved it, and I thought, oh, that's brilliant. You know what I mean? Did your grandkids like it as much as well? Yeah, they loved it. They absolutely loved it. They've been watching Star Wars since they were that high.
Got no choice.
They didn't have any choice. So
Can you imagine? Si, sit there and watch Luke Skywalker. Oh, okay, no.
but I took them to see the Phantom Menace when it came out this year and I thought, what are they going to make of it? I don't know. They sat there. I mean, the pod race. Theo's the old one, 10 now. He was sat gripping the seat in front. Just like that, he was so excited by the pod race. And the first thing he said when the credits came up, he says, "Grandad, when's the next one at the cinema?"
Brilliant.
That's awesome.
So, we're going to see Revenge of the Sith this Sunday, so I'm taking them to see that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because in England at the moment they're doing all that. You're going to see them. I remember Martin saying it, and a couple of the other was Connor saying they're on in Ireland as well. But I know they're on in what is it? I know they're on in England. That's awesome. I'd go. Let's have a look.
Have you ever certain age though, Scott, whereas like they'd be all right with Revenge of the Sith, because there is a bit of a jump in there from the Phantom Menace to Revenge of the Sith, and like the tone of the films, like you're watching a Birdman. Do you know what I mean? And there's quite a dark tone, isn't there, to it really?
Yeah, I hadn't realised. I must have known it's a 12A. I mean, they're 9 and 10 now. I mean, they've seen it before at home with us.
Gerard,
see it on the big screen. It'll be interesting. I mean, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, 9 and 10. Yeah, that's the right. Yeah, I thought they were a bit younger than that, but yeah, 9 and 10. That's one perfect age, really, isn't it?
They came around one. They said their dad had shown them Predator. So I thought, well,
actually, now what's this rubbish? I'm used to Predator. What's this?
We did it. I used to, when I did the videos and so forth, my two oldest kids, it was about 3 years ago now, and we did these 80s movie nights, 5 80s movie nights at Shabby's, and that was one of the films. We got this popcorn bucket and we pulled out the films, and Predator was one of them. And so I'd let them watch it, and then we'd make a video of it, and they both thought it was boring. I could have disowned them. So I was like, I couldn't work it out at all. They thought it was the most boring. Do you remember, Si? And honestly, the amount of flack I got for that off the lads in the community, Shabby, raise your kids right, and all. He's here. George is here. Look at this. It's these guys again. Change the channel. Change the channel. Anyone else think Des T looks like the farmer from Shaun of the Sheep?
I can't remember what the farmer looks like. We'll have to find that, Des.
On behalf of Mark, Simon, and Scott, we do not our opinions are ours, and Kieran's are his. So we'll leave it as that. Check out Scott's Inter again. Brilliant. Thank you. Jumpy's here. Good evening, Shabby, Scott, Si, Kieran, and everybody else. That's awesome. Let me go down here a little bit. So, Northern Monkeys here. Yeah, we've said hello. We've said hello. We've said hello. Oh, one of our favourites. The lovely vintage Toy Rush.
He's away at the moment, isn't he? Italy, is it? So his pictures.
He was in Italy, yeah. I love him to pieces. He's awesome. What do you think of it? I mean, we did have a chat, Scott, for a few minutes before we came on. But are you enjoying this community and getting involved? Because you were saying before, like a lot of people, Rob's Retro said the same thing. He was always a background guy, and he, you know what I mean. Eventually, he said hello, and eventually he came in and so forth. So, are you enjoying it?
Loving it, absolutely loving it. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's not naturally my thing to sort of come onto a live stream or to be videoed. I think when COVID happened and we started doing a lot of work on Teams, you start to get a bit more used to seeing yourself on a screen, talking to people in this way. So it came a bit more natural. And then you invited me on My Collecting Life, and that was it was a good way to do it, like a one-to-one chat.
It's with someone like Stu in it, because Stu's a lovely bloke. You know what I mean? He'll make you feel dead welcome.
Yeah, what a nice guy. Yeah, lovely guy. And
he is.
And then I've been on with Adam and Martin 2 or 3 times now on their.
Yeah, they're okay.
They're lovely. Good. They're top blokes. I absolutely think they're brilliant. Yeah, and I love their channel.
Yeah.
How good is that show though? Because it's nice. I did it myself, and I think Si's done it to go on and talk positive about Star Wars. I thought it was refreshing. I really enjoyed that. So
yeah.
It's
a really good format. I watched Stu and Martin have their chat on Stu's doing that. What makes Star Wars great, and that was fantastic. Just, I mean, all the while you talk great about Star Wars, but you're kind of skirting around what's been happening recently that's not been so good. But you don't have to say it explicitly, do you? It's just good
Completely agree.
good character, good acting, and and that's what's been missing.
It's refreshing because it's a franchise we've all loved for years. I said it on ZSR. It's not as if we all woke up one morning and said, right, today I'm going to hate it. Today I'm going to slag it all off. And none of us wanted to do that. I mean, we get mad and, we have our debates and we get packed because we love this stuff. It means a lot to us. It's definitely our, I mean, I know it's for everybody, but we have a closest to it, our generation, don't we? Let's be honest, And so, I agree. It was nice to finally talk nice about it, because...
Yeah, we are that lucky generation, aren't we? We're like the kids who were there for Beatlemania or something. We got Star Wars, and we'll always be that generation of who were kids growing up. Trilogy.
Completely agree.
No one can take that away from us. Really, it just is.
No, that's a nice way to put it. That I like that. Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. It was like we were like the 80s Beatlemania when it comes to Star Wars. Really, I mean, obviously Star Wars came out 77. But it was the 80s that formed Star Wars. Do you know what I mean? Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, what came after that, the Star Tours ride, everything, wasn't it? And
yeah.
I like that. I'm going to use that one, Scott. Thanks.
Jumpy says, I remember getting my first technical Lego set. I felt so grown up. That didn't last long.
I remember my first, and you know what is really weird? Because my first Lego set I totally forgot about until we had VTR Dave on, and he pulled it out in his attic, the exact one I used to have as a kid, and it blew my mind. That it really did.
Are you there, Scott? Yeah, you just blipped a bit.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. Martin's here. Hello, Martin. That's what we got. Let's have a look. Opening the old tubs. It's like it is though, isn't it? It's funny because, and like I say, and I don't think Scott will be any different. When we have these people on me inside, we say afterwards, did you see the faces? Because a lot of people they do the tubs and they tend to forget what's in them, and you know what I mean, or they haven't seen it for ages, and it is funny. And the chat have said this as well. The amount of things that people have pulled out, and we've all gone, how come that's not on display? How come that's put away? You know what I mean? It's like, so I can't wait for all this. Matt's collection is here. Hi, Matt. So I'm just trying to get down as far as possible so then I don't fall behind when you're showing your stuff, Scott. There we go. What size real name? Wait, his size real name, Mickey. That's a lovely cactus cup. Lovely cactus cup. That cup is a picture of Snoopy from an overhead camera. You see, they're not thick. Is that life size, Si?
Wish it was.
I am currently parachuting home whilst eating a cheese sandwich and throwing ginger nuts at passing aircraft. And we all thought George was bored. Every time Si takes a sip.
I know. The last time I used that cup on here.
Jumpy, Scott's wife could be watching. Blooming eggs, Jumpy, I tell you. Let's have a look. Star Wars and Christmas are so interlinked. Only time I got the toys and movies will be on TV. But I think that's where our love from toys comes from, Scott and Si, because when we were, I can't really speak for anybody else, but when we were kids, it was birthdays, Christmas, if you've done something. It wasn't as if like we were doing it now, every week we're buying something or every day. So I think, especially for me inside, you know what I mean? My mum brought up 4 boys, so she ain't going to go out buying toys every week. So we looked after everything, we made sure everything was fine. And my mum kept it, most of it as well. She put it away. And that, was it the same for you growing up, Scott?
Yeah, mostly. I think it was only Christmas and birthdays that we really had anything. As I say, I had to save for my AT-AT. I mean, what I do remember, my mum didn't keep everything. When we were moving house, I was told I had to get rid of some Star Wars stuff. I think I'd moved on. I moved on to Transformers, and then I moved on to Action Force for a while. And so the Star Wars was a bit relegated.
Yeah.
Said, you've got to get some of this Star Wars stuff. So I had to choose. And I've regretted it forever. And it's probably the reason I collect, because Jabba the Hutt, the Rancor, and a few other things sort of around the Jabba's scenes in Return of the Jedi were the ones that I chose to get rid of. I kept all the Imperial stuff, and that was it's always been my kind of leaning towards that. So I never kind of forgave her for that, and I've always been trying to make up for it. And I mean, I got the new Jabba last week, and that's the first time probably since 1985 I've had a Jabba in my collection. Yeah. So I was really pleased to get that. That was quite a sort of quite a moment. So, but I do want to get the original Kenner one at some point.
Oh, you'll find it. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm only allowed. The only time I'm allowed figures in the living room is at Christmas, the holiday special ones. Des, you see. Kieran says, "I hope Claire doesn't mix up the mugs, Jumpy." Marie said, "Scott, did you use the Christmas trees?" Anyway, I did. So, and it was funny. Scuba Pete made a video for Chasing 80s for Chris Mary's Chasing 80s, and they do it. I love their Christmas special. It's one of my like a tradition for me for YouTube to watch Chasing 80s Christmas videos. They're always cool. They're always good. And there was one where Scuba Pete, he's underneath his Christmas tree playing with it, and I could not believe that someone that halfway across the world did the same thing I did. I was blown away. I used to love putting. My mum would go mad because the ornaments would be all over the place and that kind of thing, but for me, the Christmas tree was one of the best play sets. Was it the same view? He's always in your back garden with your toys or playing in the trees, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I had my first Star Wars figure was a Stormtrooper, and he spent about a year in the rockery at our first. So, and I've still got him, and he's all bitten. I was obviously so young when I had him. He's all bitten and chewed, and he's still sort of soil stained from then. So,
yeah. That's what we did, though. It's funny now, and it always makes me laugh because I'll watch these videos and they'll go, "Oh, I'm not sure because the articulation is it," and I'm like, "You're just going to sit on your shelf. You're not going to touch it." They go mad about 25 points of articulation just to do that. But when we were kids, 5p away was like, we didn't care. Do you know what I mean? We battered.
Yeah, but saying that though, Mark. But again, to people like Scott and to people like Connor and Brian who photograph these figures, they want as much articulation as these figures can possibly give them. I said, I think there's a different way of collecting now. I think that, especially the photographic skill of it all, it's become a thing, hasn't it? It's become a bit of a movement with it, really. And I think for people like that, they want as much articulation as you can put on one.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. That's a good point. Yeah, so it probably means more to people like Scott and Connor and people that do the photography than it does. It just always makes me laugh. I think because I'm old school, you know what I mean? It's like, did you ever collect those Force Awakens when they came out, Scott, and all the 5 POAs and all that sort of stuff?
I've got a couple, but not really.
Yeah, I did. I went mad because I love that. To me, I've never been that. Like if it's a 5 POA figure, or if it's a fully articulated TVC, I just love it, man. Like it don't matter to me. I'm not. I couldn't care less. Like.
I've got one of the Stormtroopers and the Flame Trooper and a few others like that. There's a Kylo Ren knocking around somewhere, but they're relegated to a tub somewhere. Oh,
anyway. Kev says, anyone else emotionally preparing themselves for size question? We know, Scott, this is the real reason you've turned up is to go through this. But here it is. Go on.
I'm actually prepared for this because I've got these. I picked these up a few years ago, and they're reprints of like 80s books. I remember borrowing them from the school library. I took them back though, Adam. Is the difference? And I picked these up. And,
no, both.
I
took him back though.
Absolutely brilliant. They are fabulous books. So,
if you look at them all, it all says forwarded by Manga Fandanga. If you look at the front page of every book.
On that segue, here it is. Size question of the week. So let me just make our side big. And
this
Simon, what is your question this week?
This week isn't a science question. This week is a nice question, right? We've all got pets, haven't we? All of us. Like you two have got like your lovely dogs, and Arthur, the chat's got dogs and cats, and I have my lovely Akira. Yeah, but they can't talk. They'll never talk to us. But we've all named our pets, but we will never know what our pets named us. So on that thinking, what do you think your pet calls you? Now for me, my Claire calls me Burger Nips a lot. So I think my cat calls me Burger Nips because Claire calls it me a lot. It's all funny in this house, so I think my cat calls me that.
Oh, right. So let's just. So I'll listen this time. So, right, so your dogs. So we name our pets, but what do you think our pets name us? Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's see. It's got to be something to do because you feed them and walk them, don't you? So it's got to be
Well,
like,
think about it, right? If
you
you've
know.
got like 2 animals or 3, one of them's going to dislike you
Yeah.
more than the other 2. You know, like you think all animals, but one of them's going to not like you as much as the other 2 ones. So would that animal call you a different name compared to the one that's like up your arse and stuff?
Scott, would you like to? I know. Every week he does it. Every week, and everyone goes. And
I think because I mean I don't know what you guys do, but when Steph comes home, I say, "Oh, mommy's home," and he knows what that means. So I think he knows Steph as mommy, and I think he knows me as. So I think that's. So I think.
Oh, he's just seen it, man. Scott walks in, Steph. Oh, look, your daddy's home. And the dog.
Oh well, if we're going by what your wives say, my name to the dogs is probably Dickhead.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, I know. I could smell him off a mile away.
Oh, what's that next time when my wife goes, "Oi, Dickhead," and my dogs go, "Huh?"
Oh, he's not home again, is he? Well, that's it. What would your animal call you like? Would they call you like we call cats like Mr. Tibbles and stuff? So would they call us like Mr. Tibbles or something?
Hang on, who calls the cat Mr. Tibbles?
Well, some people do, don't they, and stuff. Not me. My cat's called Akira, but some people do, don't they?
Yeah. So yeah, all right. So Scott's dogs think he's called Daddy, right? Are we going for that? Right.
That must be it.
There we go. Shabby, you said you broke out the popcorn bucket with the kids. Which bucket, Alien? You said, oh no, it was an old. I got it from Dollar Tree. I'm not spending $40 on a popcorn bucket. Let's just see if I can get here. Let's have a look. From Stu to Martin to Shy. What a time! What a come down, Scott. Sorry, I'm late, lads, but I wanted to make sure I made size question.
You're a bit late. You've already done it.
Oh, turned on and he went, God damn it. Do you know what I mean? Oh, brilliant. Hey, Rob. Howdy, Rob. Let me just get down to what people are saying. And so I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to fly through all these because, like, dang, you mean it's still to come? Bye. Let's have a look. God, so honestly, they're absolutely talking away tonight. Let's have a look. Here we go. Loose figures, Adam, probably. Geez, here we go.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, I am right behind her. Here we go. Oh, brilliant. Oh, okay, look at Kev. Okay, this is the most crazy question yet. Right. Well, yeah, here we go. Adam says, size question of the week. I'm sure my dog Casey calls me way too often. Like, settle down, dude. There he is, way too often. I feed, walk, pick up poop. My dog calls me the help.
Jeeves is here.
I've had conversations with my fish about current day subjects. They're topical fish.
Oh,
you see what he did? Do you see what he did?
Oh, tell you what.
Cat calls you meow and the dog calls you woof. Oh.
That's the other way around.
We have 9 cats. They all think I'm their slave. One cat loves me. The rest think I'm a right prick.
I've got one cat. That's what he thinks of me.
Your dog's names are Hairy Biker and Fluffy. Thanks, George. Yeah, dogs know our names. But what we call for each other in conversations. I wonder if, I never thought of that because they know the names, dogs, don't they? It's like when you see your dog's name, it turns around or whatever. but you don't necessarily. It's a good question this tonight, Si, actually, because you don't actually think.
Well, they
your
say
dog-
actually dogs don't know your name. The dogs work off the pitch of what you're talking at. So when you always say to your dog like Sheba, you go Sheba, and the dog works on each pitch of what you're saying. That's how you get a dog's attention.
Right, yeah, right, but you don't. Yeah, you've got a good point. Jonathan says, "I've got nothing for this one. Size costing me a fortune in paracetamol." Don't be like that. I'm sure the other one thinks that too, Keith. Oh, brilliant. My cat properly calls me old slave when I get my food down. Yeah, APD. So I think everyone's a bit quiet with that one. I think everyone's like, what? What's he come out with? Oh, brilliant. Anyway, thanks for that, Si. It's 50 people in the chat, so I appreciate that. That's awesome. Here we go. Gap says, Si says mountain biscuits and his dogs come a running. Stu said, if I had a dog, it would be called Sean Connery. Hey, Gap. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Nicholas, yeah, look at this. Everyone's saying hello, Gap. But anyway, we're here tonight to see Scott Whitehouse, and a lot of people are probably saying, I know Scott. He's a lovely bloke, but what do you really know about Scott? So here,
I've forgotten this.
Well, just making sure everybody knows, what films you've been in, and who
It's
you were
only
dating.
photo albums. It's just a photo album. Yeah.
Just a photo album, Scott.
Of good times.
Here's a gallery of Scott's good times. So you used to date Kelly Brockerson. You used to date her from Star Wars, Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I never knew he was James Bond. I tell you what.
You've took those grandkids of yours all over the Star Wars universe. It's not bad.
All over the galaxy.
What a life, Si.
I've just got to say, Des didn't tell me it was that kind of bar.
Yeah, we all got famous haunt of ours.
We've all been. Oh, brilliant.
Brilliant. I'll show that to the boys. I love it.
Oh, awesome, man. All our cats react to their names when I call them, and I can definitely identify our cats by their meowing and their voice. So they must have a call for us. Interesting question. That's like, see, now they've all thought about it. Now they're starting to blend in. Now, you know what? They're all looking at the dogs and so forth. Hey, General Gap says, General Jumpy. Here we go. General APD. Let's have a look. My ex-dog called me bastard, but we won't go. Oh, brilliant. Well, Keith. The places Scott goes, I tell you, and his mates, I tell you. Scott's got a big head in Star Trek. Well, he has, yeah, he has.
Well, we're all aliens, aren't we?
Yeah. Like the rest of my family, my cat completely ignores me. So she probably hasn't even bothered to name me. It's him over there. You know what I mean? Brilliant. Vintage Toyro says we never talked about that blue oyster, do we, Scott?
Definitely not.
Look at Kevin. I'm starting to think these pictures might be fake. No. What do you want me to think that? I've been driving around Tatooine in Star Wars Outlaws. Oh yeah. Well, Andy's doing our Chronicles are doing a thing about that tonight, so he's got it as well and playing it. So yeah, I'll definitely have a look at that. Kieran, I just googled Shaun the Sheep Farmer. Now I understand what Uncanny Valley looks like. So I've got to have a look at this. Make sure Des looks like somebody there. Si has a tonal voice when he calls the chicks on paper.
Hello.
Hello, hiya, pal. Kipster's Toys. Hiya, mate. Nice. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Hello, says Gab. Anyway, we're gabbing like three old ladies here. We're not here. We're not here to mess about, sign, Scott. We're not here to, you know what I mean? Talk about what dogs call us. We're here because we're nosy and we'd like to know what's in Scott's tub. So let me just get our Mr. Whitehouse big. And as we say on Tub Thumpers, Scott, show us what's in your tubs.
Okay, right. Let's see what I've got. Where to start? Okay. Well, going through the tubs at the weekend, I came across this, which I thought I'd lost. So I was really thrilled. It's incomplete, sadly.
Oh, let me just make you bigger sec. I love it. That's so iconic, and you've got that, haven't you?
It's beautiful, isn't it? Every sticker is so iconic in it. Everyone, every image embedded.
I mean, must have poured over this over and over, but sadly never finished.
Do you not fancy getting the stickers back in? You can still put the stickers up, can't you? And filling it back up. Then.
I know Martin's doing it. I think he's got a sticker. I think the stickers are more expensive than getting the album now. So, but I might be able to just pick up the ones on. I mean, that one of the Biker Scout, fantastic, isn't it? That's the one from the.
Do you not think, Scott and Si, that sometimes pictures in a sticker book like that take you more back than the movies do?
Yeah.
They're like so nostalgic, that sticker book album, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I remember them ones as well. Yeah.
Brilliant.
What? This is why I love doing this. Oh, brilliant! Yeah, great start.
So that was brilliant. And then
awesome.
Came across the Transformers one.
Oh, yeah,
nice. Look at that.
I mean, look at that, nearly complete.
Oh man, my heart is pounding. This is taking me way back.
And I got a whole that is complete there. That's all.
Let's just make you even bigger. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Just brilliant illustrations, aren't they? Fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was all there. I've got all those as well. I mean, where's the camera?
It was the shiny Decepticon logo that did it for me and them. I still love the shiny. And it's in shiny foil, holographic, reflective. I was all over it.
Prime.
Yeah, the prime one. Yeah.
I have not seen the holograms. The holograms at the holographic ones.
The silvers.
Foil ones.
There's all hail Megatron.
I am blown away. I have not seen this since I was a kid. I have not seen this.
Yeah.
Amazing,
my life! I'm blown away.
I can't believe it doesn't look like I've got to get very many to complete it. Really, I've got quite a lot of them. So that's
George has got a complete one, but he's missing the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Long time ago, says good old Martin says you can have my double, Scott.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thank you. Yeah.
Are they pricey? So Adam's saying here, stickers are pricey. I've got 6 stickers to complete my mass sticker collection, and it could have brought in 3 more completed by now. Wow. So they are that book, man. There's not many things that shut Shabby up, but I can't believe that, Si. I can't believe that. That's amazing.
This is awesome. I must only need about maybe 20 stickers to complete this. I must have really. Look at that. It's fantastic.
Oh, I'd get it finished. I would. Definitely now.
I think I'm going to have to.
I can't believe that. I completely forgot about it. It's the pictures in there. Si, do you believe that? I can't. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I was like, what? That's awesome. Great start.
And I know.
There we go.
I know,
Kev says, I've got a few unopened sticker books from the Return of the Jedi book. Reminds me of me seeing them on the counter at the corner shop. Yeah, Kev, exactly right.
they were just a few pence, weren't they? Then.
How much were they? You got 6 stickers, didn't you? It was 6 that was in a pack, wasn't it? I'm sure it was
25p, wasn't it? I'm sure it was 25p.
25p.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
25p for 6.
Something like that. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Hard chew, but worth it. Scott, are these the Panini stickers, Keith's asking?
Yeah, they must have been. Yeah.
Yeah,
Panini. They're both Panini. 1983 on this one, and I can't read the date on that. Can't see it.
Look at Desi X. Martin, I can imagine you and Scott Echo. Got, need. Oh, no, need it, got it. You know what I mean?
It'd be like the playground.
rubber band that stack of them.
Oh, BOE. Some of the smash hit stickers are pretty expensive depending on the pop star. Well, I'm Jason Donovan, and we do a thing with his ESR. I'll try and get him to get some stickers for us. So.
Just swoop on the last page, which is cool.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome. Adam says, can buy the Transformer ones fairly cheaply. Must have produced so many back in the day. So do it, Scott. Yeah, get it done.
Yeah, if you're about 20 stickers out, I would.
Yeah,
well, there must be like a Facebook forum where like you can type in what actual numbers you need, and so you're not like wasting your time buying loads of packs and stuff. And
although that's kind of the fun is open. I'd like to get one to open it again and have the experience.
Yeah. But would you open it though? If you found the stickers that were still, would you? I'd be like that. You know what I mean? Even though you need it, because you'd open them, it'd be the ones you've got. You'd be like, oh, for Pete's sake! I've already got that.
I found this in the roost. It's kind of like moving on, but it is. These are some of my duplicate stickers. This is my old pencil case from school. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just still. It's like it must be left from the day I finished school. There's a Star Wars pencil.
Yeah,
wow.
See that? Other stuff like that. That must have been like a pencil. You know those automatic pencils.
Yeah.
So that's just on a Transformers one as well.
See what I mean? Nothing's changed, has it, with us? Like, 40 years, we're still doing the same stuff. Like, look at this pencil, and we're all going, yes!
Such a blast from the past. It's sort of like cool. It's just it's.
This is why I love our community, our collecting, like, because I guarantee there's lads in the chat going, look at that sticker, but look at that pencil case, look at that. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm well on for it. That is brilliant. Here we go. Love Panini. Yeah, we all did. Yeah. Keith Knight said I had the football albums complete. Yep. Do you want me to tell you a story about that? So in 2005, we went back to England for a bit, right? And the new Panini sticker came out. And I hadn't done this since we were kids. And I'm in my 30s, right? So there was went to my mum's, and where my mum lives next door but one. What was that little lad called, Si, that lived, he was only about 8. Do you remember, Si? He lived next door but one to my mum. Well, he found out that I got into the stickers and I got into the football stickers and all that. Anyway, one night we were in my mum's back garden. This is knock on the door, and this is 80-year-old kid, and my wife answered, and he went, "Hi, he's marking," and he's in the back with me doing stickers, and I'm with this 8-year-old going, got, need.
Terrible.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, completed series album of PG tips. Yeah. I'm sure I had one of those wooden pencil cases. Yeah. These pencil cases, awesome. Loving the different types. I know. Look at us all ecstatic over a pencil case. Brilliant. My dad has got the first Star Wars pencil in his toolbox, and he uses it to mark woodwork. He took it off me 40 years ago. He still uses it now. See, Kev? Awesome
Brilliant.
Story. I have the Empire Strikes Back Burger King sticker book. I remember the Horror Panini album from 76 and WWF. Remember the WWF album? Yeah. Awesome. Right, Scott, what's next, buddy?
Something Connor will enjoy.
Annuals.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. I love it.
Oh.
I mean, the A-Team was my favourite of those sorts of shows. Knight Rider, Airwolf, but it was always A-Team was the one I loved the most.
Yeah.
always played it. So there's a story, there's like some sort of cartoon story in there, and all sorts of stuff.
Brilliant.
So you get kind of 18 now. You're talking. Look
Yeah,
at
there's
it.
proper comic strip as well.
Yeah, man.
Brilliant.
They used to always put a nice little comic strip in annuals, didn't they, when we were younger?
Yeah.
I used to love that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, look at this, Mr. T, down at the daycare centre.
Brilliant.
Probably making sure that you treat everyone fairly and nicely, isn't it? Probably for his moral story. And then, wow, look, you get the A-team game at the back.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Great book.
Yeah, there's a couple of the lads in the chat that still have that A-team annual. That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Scott, when you got your annuals at Christmas as a kid, did your mum ever like put your to Scott, Merry Christmas, 1986? Did your mum ever do that?
I don't know if any of them have got that. There might be one. Got another.
I like you say, did you used to do that, Si? My mum still does it. I got a beano and a dandy off for last Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another annual I found. Which
Yeah.
completely forgotten I'd got this one. And I had a quick look at it the other night, and they're all sort of stories set between Empire and Return of the Jedi. So they're looking for Han Solo.
Yeah. I've still got that annual.
Yeah, they're really quite fun. There's one that's like Lando in some kind of wacky 70s disguise.
Looks like Storm from X-Men.
Yeah.
And there's a brilliant one. Some brilliant. It's these. I love these illustrations. You know, he's really slicing up some stormtroopers. There's a leg off. There's an arm off. There's that guy there lost his head. That's absolutely brilliant. It's a kid's comic, but it's really quite graphic.
Well,
yeah, we loved it.
Look how crimson the background is as well. All red background.
It's the front cover of the annual, or when it's sites. The front cover. The front. Look at that.
Yeah.
That takes you way back, doesn't it? Our side.
Yeah. I've still got that book.
Because I've got the other Return of the Jedi album annual, which must have been the first, probably 1983, and that's just the whole comic story of Return of the Jedi. That's all it contains. Right? This one's good because it's got three new stories in. I think that perhaps weren't printed. They maybe weren't printed in the actual comics. I don't know.
Adam's got a good point. Adam says he's pretty confident that the guy in the States in Havana is not that I know of. I know Scuba loves going to when he goes to England, picking up annuals and so forth. But was it the same for you as it was for me in our size, Scott? Was it like a staple at Christmas to get an annual? Yeah.
Yeah, there's always an annual. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's definitely a tradition for, I think, for all of us, isn't it? All the British and Irish lads, we always got annuals as kids, So
I remember Beano ones and Dandy and stuff like that as well. I mean, I've not kept any of that, but I don't think I have anyway. But I've obviously kept the Star Wars and the A-Team.
Do you know I kept every single one? My Ladybird books, every annual, every Choose Your Own Adventure. I've still got them all from being a kid. Every single one of them. I never got rid of anything. Strangely, what we keep.
Yeah, VTR says right here, lads, we had fun finding the Star Wars annuals for Scuba when he was over, and he had no idea the US had no idea. Yeah, it wasn't. It's not really. I've spoken to him when lads come in here, and I've got a big library of books, right, and annuals and so forth, and they always ask, "Well, what's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, right, I don't think an annual."
Yeah, but Shabs, would you not think that would be something that we adopted from the USA? That's really strange to hear that the.
You know what? I would have thought so, because like what Scott's pulling out, A-Team, Star Wars, Transformers, they're all as big over here as they are over there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Good points. I never thought about it like that. But Scott, do you love anyone from the bottom of your pencil case? Oh yes, your girlfriend did that pencil case, Scott. Oh, the lovely Emma, something like that. Do you know what I mean?
No comment.
No comment. Brilliant. We had annuals, but in the USA they got oversized Treasury edition comic books. Good point, Kieran. They did, yeah, because Jeff's got a few of them, hasn't he? VTR says no annuals, no Christmas crackers. I know. I have to get my mum to send Christmas crackers, Scott, to me every year. Do you know that, Scott? They don't sell them here. Can't wear a Christmas hat at Christmas. That's unheard of. You know?
That's odd, isn't it? Why not?
I know.
Yeah, but Mark, why would you want to do that? Because if people walk past your house at Christmas and look in, they'll say, "Why's that pillar got a purple crown on his head?" You
Look at
really
that
want
pillar.
Christmas hat.
Paper hats on his head. It's funny that there was one Christmas. My wife's sister, and she has 5 children, so there's like 9 kids around. And there's one Christmas I got my mum to send loads of Christmas crackers. I made them all wear the hats. You want to see this Christmas photo? They're all like that. Like, what we doing? There's me smiling with my Christmas hat. Everyone else. Shabby, you should do a show on just annuals. What a great idea! That's a great idea. I don't know.
That is
Scott,
a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, you might be onto something there because I like doing these special streams. I think I might set that up. Good one. Only if you come on, Gab. We'll do it if you come on. Comic Books Lines
Well,
did
you know
annual
what? It's like
editions, but
Scott
nothing,
tonight, and like a lot of people on the Tub Thumpers, we all pull out annuals, whether we've had them from kids, whether we've bought them back, we've all got them. And like I said, for me, it's Ladybird books as well. As remember the little Ladybirds you used to get from Batman to Transformers and He-Man, and the little Penguin books also. And that would be an interesting stream to do.
It would. It would. All right, Mr. Whitehouse, what's next?
Okay, I found these. I think they must just be kind of mini posters.
Ooh.
Kind of laminated.
I mean, you like old women side. Oh,
just pull out some new curtains.
They're
That's lovely.
The Icarus company. They're printed by in Dorset, of all places. So there's that one of the bounty hunters. There's
do you know what? You have to take a picture of that to put up in the group because
they were always laminated like this. I don't ever remember. It's not something that I did.
Right.
They just. I mean, I don't know even when I had them. But I got 3, and then there's another. All Return of the Jedi. These 2 Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen them.
No, it's slightly different artwork, isn't it? It's not artwork I've seen anywhere else. It's kind of.
If Andy's here, Andy Lemire, he'll probably know. If he's still here, he'll probably know what they are because he collects the artwork and the posters and so forth. So he'll probably know what they are.
It'd be interesting to know a bit more about them, really, what they are. But yeah, they're quite cool. I've got. This is. I don't know if this is going to work. Unfolding. That.
Ooh.
Oh,
that
great image.
Was on my bedroom wall for about 10 years. And I found it all folded up in a box, so I must have kept it because it had just been there for so long. Fantastic, that iconic photo of Darth Vader. Absolutely love that.
I think that's that's the most iconic photo of him in it when we were kids. Yeah, definitely.
I think it was bought for me at the same time we went to the local toy shop and met Darth Vader.
Oh, nice.
And that was the signature that you got, and it was. I mean, I don't know if it actually was Dave Prowse, but there was a guy with like a whole pad of these, like a big Post-it note, and he was signing away, in the outfit, and it was, it was amazing. And that was pinned on the bottom of that for like years. You can see the state of it. It's
mint now. Great to keep.
Quite a few years later, I actually met Dave Prowse, and so probably a few other people have got those as well because he used to turn up at signings a lot, didn't he?
It was cheap as well because Si met him at Burnley Star Wars Fun Day about 15 years ago, and it was only like £20 for him because he fell out with Lucasfilm, didn't he? And you know what I mean? So he was, but what a lovely bloke he was. He was a lovely bloke. Yeah,
he was a great guy. He was really friendly. I remember we chatted to him for a while. It was somewhere in Birmingham. It was something in Birmingham that we went to, and he was there. It was that was pretty cool. So
here we go. Adam says he remembers those laminated posters. He had some like that. Don't have them anymore, but they are cool. Here we go. That came with the puzzle. Did it come with a puzzle?
Oh, don't remember that. No.
Ooh, good point. Yeah. Great Vader poster, says RBOE. Yeah. The Vader picture is so, it is though, isn't it? I mean, I think, I don't know about you two, but when you think of Vader from that era, it's that look in it. It's where he's pointing, because his helmet's dead shiny. It's a death, he's in the Death Star behind him. It's super cool. He's really iconic. Yeah, look at Lee. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got one more poster. This one came with again, it was on my bedroom wall for years. It came free with the Star Wars comic, and that one is just
man,
awesome poster, isn't it? I mean, again, it's worse for wear. It survived 10 years on my bedroom wall. So
just that one picture says so much to us, though, doesn't it? It just says so much to us all.
It's how realistic they make that lightsaber look on that picture. It's like, it looks like there's a real lightsaber there. Like, this is like way back in the day.
Yeah, and that photo's caught the special effect. They must have like sort of had like a little explosive thing in the gun that blew it apart, and they just caught it as it was flying apart. It's a really good, really good photo, isn't it? So yeah, it's
awesome. I tell you, I've got to admit, Scott, your tub so far is awesome, man. I am loving this, loving it, brilliant.
Okay, what have I got next? There's this. Does anyone remember this?
No, what's that?
It's a mix and match storybook. So you get just the story of The Empire Strikes Back. You get that, but you can then change things. So I can't see it properly. So if you can change it to a different character, and you can mix and match the story. So it's kind of like a bit of fun.
Wow, look at that.
So you change the story. This isn't a very good way to show it, but you change the story around with different characters. And I remember, it's a bit of fun. It was probably just a stocking filler or something. I don't really remember. I don't know if it's got a year on it, but probably about 1980.
Adam says, this is making me excited for our marathon, Martin. We're going to be like little kids.
Yeah, 1980. It's got a price on in dollars, but then it was $1.99 wherever it came from. But yeah, it's a strange little.
I agree with that, Matt, too. That's a good iconic one. Wow. Yeah, 5G Lee said he's never seen that before, so I've never seen it. No, have you ever seen it? I know.
Yes, I haven't, pal. That's anything like that. I remember them sort of style books. Remember you at school and you could like change the uniforms and stuff and things like, on people that did uniform jobs. But I've never seen a Star Wars one. No.
Yeah, well, the only one in the chat that's saying they've seen it so far is Matt, and obviously he's an American, so it might be more of an American thing that Scott than it was towards Brits.
I wonder if it turned up in like remainder stores or something over here, like the Works or something. Got an American price on to start with, and then just like this $1.99 sticker. But there's 200,000 combinations, so it can keep you busy for a while.
Your mum gave you that when you played up. Just play that, Scott. You don't be ready in an hour. Play your book.
Just keep quiet.
Ken says, flash your Star Wars posters off at your peril. You'll have Andy Levere typing you up to it right for his underground poster. His underground poster. Brilliant. BOE says it was about £5 to £10 that about 10 years ago, Win, right? A lot of people saying that the poster, the Darth Vader poster came with the puzzle book, Scott. That's what it was. It was there. So that came with that. Here we go. I have about 5 rolled Star Wars posters from around 93. Wow, man. This is impressive. Surprise, Adam. Doesn't look like a book from the... Very shocked at that. Very shocked at that. Scott, just admit it. That's from the library. You didn't take it back. Just say it, Scott. Just say it. You know what I mean? There's only 50 people here, Scott. There's only 50 watching. You'll be fine.
Couldn't possibly comment. No.
I know your game. Look at him. I know your game. Oh, brilliant. Here we go. Hey, Matt, great man, the Goliath. And VTR says we want to see a video of Scott going through all these 200,000 companies. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Okay, carry on, mate. This is awesome.
Okay. Well, I found this. I don't know if anyone else had parents who would give them an old last year's diary to like as a scrapbook. Well, I turned the one I got, and it's the Transformers scrapbook. So it's full of all the Transformers bits and pieces that have come out of the, all the little guidebooks, these things.
That was for the chart at the back, wasn't it? That red plastic.
Yeah, the chart. So it's probably protected these things. I've got all of these. Some of them are still stuck in.
Brilliant.
Optimus Prime's there. What's that? Trax and Ironhide. And then load of them falling out. So yeah,
jeez, you got loads of them. My favourite Transformer Skywarp right there.
There's a load. They're all just falling out, but there's a load of these as well. Look, I've stuck. This is the sort of thing you could tell I was going to be a librarian. Look at me organising. That's all the way stuck it back. all this Pritt sticks dried up, and they're all just falling out. And here's one for Luke as well. Look at that.
Then
Jeepers,
Well,
that's
brilliant.
awesome.
So that must
Yeah,
have
it's
come
like what
out of
Adam says. That's so cool that your parents kept all that nice and stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
I think they must have just encouraged me to keep
Hey,
things
Keith.
like.
yeah,
There's some more of those. There's a load of those. I've kept all of those by the look of it.
Oh.
I don't think I've got all the Transformers. Some of them I haven't been able
Me
to.
too. I was like, how many Transformers did Scott have as a kid?
There's a load here. Look at that. There's the Optimus Prime one. I mean, Tez would enjoy this.
Oh, my favourite was always the Megatron one with the red graph because it was always the one that was the highest of all Transformers. Megatron. I
Yeah,
love
so that's
Megatron.
not. There's Cosmos. There's a load.
So
There's
with
loads.
all these manuals and graphs, then Transformers was a big deal to you as a kid. You loved all these.
Yeah, I had a lot of Transformers. You know, I hadn't realised quite how many I'd had. I've still got some. I'll pull some out in a minute. But yeah, I went from Star Wars. You know, Star Wars sort of finished, didn't it, for us? You know, and the figures were sold off cheap. And you know, I always regret I kind of moved into Transformers about 6 months early because I could have picked up so many bargains with the Star Wars stuff. But no, it was Transformers. Started watching that comic on the mornings and wanted Transformers. So my first one was the Soundwave, which I've still got. Soundwave, which is awesome. I love him. He's not come out of a tub. He's out permanently, but you know, he's very, very wobbly now. But yeah, he's brilliant.
Aren't we all, Scott? Aren't we all? Yeah, Reynolds likes that Mac Tracker ID card. He's a fan of that. Oh, Jazz.
Yeah, cool.
Are the wheels still on that as well, Scott? All the rubber wheels still on them?
Yeah.
Wow. They were the first to go.
He's still complete. I don't remember these two, the names, but they were part of they turned into the big, they combined, didn't they?
Combined.
Yeah, which one were they? Someone will know. I can't remember their names, but I never had enough to complete one of the big
combination ones. Yeah,
I can't remember what they called them, but yeah. So
if anyone knows in the chat what those two are called, let us know. So then we can.
They're not really very good robots. I mean, I think that was the thing that I kind of went off Transformers because you kind of transform it and all you get is that, and it's not very exciting.
Robots in disguise.
Yeah, it's not really anything, is it? That it's not very.
Guppy said, "Are they Combaticons?" That could be that. Yeah, that sounds more or less right.
I remember the Constructicons, but they're not. But yeah, there was Combaticons, I think, and some others. Yeah, so there's those and Hot Rod.
Oh,
he's cool.
Brilliant. Yeah, I got the replica one. They re-released it last year, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, that's
wow, man. Your stuff's in such good condition, Scott. Yeah, I got both of them last year. I found them both with the guns.
The flip up ones, don't they? You reverse them back and then flip up. Yeah.
Oh, it kind of clicks together like it's supposed to.
Yeah, and then it just flips up.
Yeah, it does stay together. Yeah, and you can pull it back and it's gonna shoot off across the floor now. But
do you know, I still buy Transformers, Decepticons to this day, and if there's one thing that annoys me more than anything in the world is that they don't have the heat-resistant reveal tag on them anymore. It's just one thing that every Transformer I get is so disappointing. Yeah. I can't just keep my thumb there for a couple of seconds and it's a Decepticon. I hate it.
I think
it's definitely I
think the one on Jazz here, I think it still works. I think it's still a bit dark in here, but
nice, George. No, we can see it perfect, mate. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it does look. Look at that.
Yeah, they are.
Still work.
I mean, some of them stopped working, didn't they?
Yeah, most of mine don't work now. No.
Yeah, not sure if there's any.
Why not? Why take that off? It was one of the main things for them Transformers. So why take that off? One of the most iconic touches to him in a sense.
I'm not sure. I'm not going to get up because we're doing this stream, but I've bought a couple of them. I'm not sure whether one or two of them have brought that back. I think the small Jeep one I got, Brawn, they did have it, but the Starscream didn't have it. But I'm not sure. I'll write it in the chat later on if they did or not. Adam says, I was into Transformers as a kid. Don't collect them now, but weirdly, only toys I have from my childhood are Transformers. Yeah, and Matchbox. You loved Matchbox cars, mate. Loved them. If you go around my mate's house, you'll be climbing all over Transformer toys just to get through the hall. Yeah, it was a great line, though, wasn't it? For all the toy line that was made up of mix of so many different Japanese toy lines, Transformers sure had so many iconic designs that all fit together so perfectly. Couldn't agree more, Jono. Could not agree more.
Or maybe it was the idea that in the 80s, people could write better stories, couldn't they? They could connect these sorts of things. You could take other people's franchises, like a Japanese Transformers, and turn it into one of the... Like, people just had great ideas, didn't they, back then? They just did.
Yeah. Look at that Grimlock. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
He's in pretty good condition as well, isn't he? He's nice.
Yeah.
Kieran says, Scott, I love that Horror Express poster on your wall. Great movie with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. It's a remake of The Thing from another world, made before John Carpenter's The Thing remake.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. One of my favourite films. I'm a huge fan of Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, and that film's just probably their best collaboration together. They did about 22 films, I think they did together, but that one's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, that's on the wall.
Let me just make you bigger sex. There it is.
I agree there, Scott. They were our two finest, weren't they? Them two, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. I loved everything they were in. Brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Just anything is great.
I knew someone was going to say so. I knew it. Oh. I remember the Horror Express film, Kieran. It's been a long time since I saw that movie. Can't go wrong with Jazz. You cannot. Great toy. Great toy. He's got Zoids too. I loved Zoids. Zoids were like, because the Transformers, just go back like Grimlock, they had these little cockpits, and I remember that you could put the little Zoid things in the Transformers.
Yeah, there's a Zoid. It's the only one I had, but the little gold guy is missing, so he's probably somewhere, but I don't know why he's fallen out. But yeah, it's still this one worked. This one. Pretty slow. It does work.
I do. They've become big business now, haven't they, Zoids? They seem to be quite popular in the community, the toy community, picking them up, and they're getting expensive, aren't they? They were great, but I think they were toys that we didn't really pay much attention to as kids. Would I be fair saying that?
For me, yeah. I mean, I think it was probably a Christmas present, and I was probably like, oh, I'd rather have had Star Wars or something. But I've kept him. I must have liked him.
Yeah.
He's kind of an elephant, isn't he? Or a mammoth or something. I guess this one's modelled.
I liked him. Jono says here, don't know why. I'm sure, lads, they brought it back a couple of years back, but I never saw him over here. I'm sure that there's something to do with Zoids coming back. I'm not sure, but yeah, they were great. They were great toys. Yeah, told me made them. Jono says, right, okay. Let's have a look. Talking of movies, tomorrow night I'm going to go and watch Alien Romulus. Nice one, mate. Yeah, Zoids were incredible. If I had to choose a second toy line to collect, it would be Zoids. I wonder if it's difficult, or is that what you just said, Scott, about the little gold men and to get one complete?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, they're probably the first thing to get lost, aren't they? Or some of the components. But
hey, biker.
This was a small one. They did really big ones, didn't they? It was like a big Tyrannosaurus Rex one.
Yeah, they did. I'm sure, Si, did we have I'm sure we had the Tyrannosaurus Rex one, Si.
Again, I remember Zoids in this house, quite a few of them. Having three brothers and stuff, but I don't remember us ever making a fuss about Zoids or ever saying, oh, we're going to get the Zoids in and stuff, like we did with Thundercats and, He-Man, and we did with Transformers and Star Wars. And am I right there, Mark? There wasn't there.
Yeah, you are.
Like, I remember more of a fuss of like the Supernaturals and stuff and the Visionaries and things like that. Zoids, I remember like you said, the gold and silver guys, but I couldn't say what they were called or anything like that. Oh, it's gone.
There was a vending space at Joe Fest, lads, and they were loose. They weren't on card, but they had complete, and they were mint Visionaries, and they were $50 each. And as Scuba, I was umming and ahhing, should I get one? Should I get one? Well, I thought, if I buy one, I'm going to buy two, then I'm going to buy another one. So I didn't bother. Lads, I wish I did. I wish I bought one. But Kev said, I had a Zoid as a kid. It was the silver snail one. I sadly sold it a few years ago. Now I wish I hadn't. Yeah, it's stuff like that, isn't it, Kev, that you think, oh, what did I get rid of that for? You know? So perfect. Adam says, I think Zoid's original ones are very breakable. Always, yeah, that's true too. That's what I mean, to keep them intact, because they were flimsy, weren't they?
Yeah. I don't know if there's a...
Well, that's it. It's like Scott just showed, and then it looks a bit like fragile, and
Yeah.
you know, if you didn't play with it properly, it was going to be in pieces. That.
Yeah.
I still collect Zoids and Matchbox Soldiers, says R. Keith. Yeah, Zoids got re-released. Yeah, they did. I remember a big thing about Zoids coming back, but I don't know whether they took off or not, Keith. So I remember seeing it, but I never saw him in the stores, unless Target had him, but I never saw him. I loved Zoids. I remember getting my first paper round to buy them in the late 80s. Yeah, brilliant. What does Jonathan say? Shabby, in Japan, Zoids never stopped being made. They had five or six different anime shows for a toy line, and like Transformers, certain Zoids showed up in every show. Brilliant, that was. I never knew that. Absolutely brilliant.
No.
Keith says, love Horror Express. The scene where the cop is telling Cushing and Lee that there was a monster on board and everyone was a suspect. Cushing said, a monster? Us were British, don't you know? What's next, Scott?
Well, have we gone from Transformers? I've got a couple of GoBots.
Oh,
so
yes.
there's this guy. I don't know their names. I think I must have been disappointed that they were GoBots, because I don't know if you can see, but I've stuck a little Decepticon.
Yeah.
And
you went for the best logo.
I've stuck a little Autobot on this one because I must have been pretty disappointed to get GoBots. So, but yeah, they're okay. But I was quite pleased because one of the Transformers films, there's a Decepticon in the Smithsonian Museum, is it, or something, the Air and Space Museum, and he's a black bird, isn't he? So that was quite quite cool. I felt vindicated for that, really. But they're not fabulous. Really.
A lot of people say that, don't they, Si, when they come on here and they show Go? But like, I was a bit disappointed to get them as a kid, but to me, they were just Transformers. You know what I mean? It's
I think we all had one, didn't we? We all had it.
Yeah, that's not too bad. He's better than that Decepticon car, isn't he? He looks more like a robot, at least. And he's a pretty cool battleship as well. So that's not bad.
Awesome.
I just think that Transformers had a lot cooler characters, didn't it? That's what it was.
Yeah.
I think that's why GoBots was second.
Yeah, definitely. I don't ever remember seeing a cartoon or anything with GoBots. There probably was, but I don't remember. But that's quite good. I mean, that's quite nice.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Biker says, nice T-shirt, Scott. I have exactly the same one.
Brilliant. What else have I got?
Look at that side. Yeah, sealed or anything between 550 and £100. The bigger one can go up to about 300 sealed, Keith says. About
I noticed about a year and a half ago. It was the last toy fair as well. Zoids just kept to being like in the air, if you like me. A lot of people were after like the Zoids, and they aren't gone really expensive. It surprised me.
Look at Kieran. Zoids. I'm sure you can get cream to get rid of him. The SR-71 Jet GoBot, isn't it? Very cool. They are. It must be that Firefox thing. We would have definitely wanted one of those as a nipper. Yeah, we would. Yeah. And I'm agree with Connor. Connor said I didn't even know they made that for GoBots. That black plane.
I mean,
brilliant.
It's a rubbish robot, but it's a nice looking plane, isn't it? It's a cool plane. So yeah.
Well, Firefox was out there on the same time, wasn't it? So Firefox, we all saw that. So having a toy like that, you'd have been like, I'm playing with it. Yeah.
GoBots as a kid were the things your patrons would go and get. Son, did you want that Transformer? And then you got a GoBot instead. VTR says there are some really cool GoBots. I love the space shuttle. Yeah, it's like I said, if I don't think I ever complained about them as a kid. But it's funny, like I said, just to go back, it's funny we've had a few people, Scott, that have shown GoBots and they're like, oh, I got that instead of a Transformer. And they're like, well,
yeah.
Both cool. All right, buddy, what's next?
Okay. I don't know what these are. Little rubber Transformers.
Oh, they're like the muscle men, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know what. So I think it's Trax and Perceptor, isn't it? But I don't really know what they are, what they were for, what they came with. But yeah, just got a couple of those. If anyone remembers that. Then there's these.
Hey, Mr. B.
I think these are from the late 90s.
Oh,
What they like, Polly Pockets?
I think they open up and you get like, I mean, this Biker Scout one is so cool. You get like the little Biker Scout in there. It's nice. He's holding a rifle, which is a bit different. And so you get like the little diorama. Doesn't stand up in it.
Yeah.
oh, I've never seen. I've never seen these. Have you? Si?
You get
No, I was going to say the McDonald's or.
I don't think they're McDonald's. I can't remember where I got them. So there's
That's cool. That.
Hey, Isha.
All closes up, and then I think this one you get the. This is quite cool because you get they don't stand up on them though. You get the two other members of the band as well in the background.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at the detail in the lip side, the detail, and on the Endo one, you saw Endo in the back of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Adam says the rubbers, they could be cereal toys, I think. He said the rubber one Transformers, but I may be wrong. That could be a good point.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good old Mr. B's come and said hello, and Aisha's come and said hello. We're up to 55, so that is brilliant. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you've all come because what our friend Scott's showing, he's blowing me away. I mean, this is what I mean. It's just little things like this. It's just wow, man.
It's just this random stuff that must have just got chucked in.
That's what we love.
These are marbles.
Yeah.
It's 18 marbles.
Oh, how cool is that? Let's have a look at that.
Try and get that light right.
Oh my goodness.
So you got BA on one side, and you got Murdoch on the other, and then you got Jazz is a bit of a theme tonight. They got Jazz, and then on the other side he's transformed. Optimus, and then the other side he's transformed. So that's pretty cool. Sideswipe, and this one's Spider-Man. So that's pretty cool as well. So there must have been more of those. They're probably still upstairs in the roof somewhere. The others.
I've never seen them.
Yeah.
Salacious Rum says, "Hey everyone, the small plastic transformers are called decoys. They came as add-ons with some carded transformers. They are good old Rum those. Brilliant."
Okay. Right, a bit like where you get like a little Star Wars figure in with the Saga collection or something. You get like a little plastic.
Exactly right. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that makes sense. So
Des T says, "I'm glad Scott hasn't lost his marbles. I'll get my coat." Oh, there you are.
So that's Jazz again, and they glowed in the dark. These, and I did have quite a few. They were stuck on the wall. I don't know that it glows anymore. I'll give it a try later, but I don't know if anyone remembers having those.
I do.
Are they like puffy stickers? Is that what they're like the puffy stickers?
It's just plastic. It's solid plastic. It's that sort of it's that glow dark material. But yeah, you must have there's no means of attaching it to anything. You must have just had to blue tack it or lean it up or something like that. But it's a pretty good.
Remember them?
Good line to Jazz. Pretty cool.
Really cool, yeah.
It's the only one I've come across though, so I don't know.
Blowing me away this side. Blowing me away. I love this stuff.
This my smoke screen box. For some reason I kept that.
Wait till Artez gets hold of that. He loves these boxes, Artez.
I mean, it's not in bad condition for 40 years. About 40 years old. That's pretty good. So yeah.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Connor has a joke for us all. Watch Call of Russian with 3 marbles.
Get his coat.
Look at this. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. You can't lose your Steelies. Oh, no. Nothing worse.
Steelies, yeah.
Or your Dobbers. Steelies or your Dobbers. No chance.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Who would have thought you'd show a marble and every lad went, what? This is awesome.
I love these. I love
that. That is
brilliant.
Brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant.
Pity the fool that takes my Dobber. Pity the fool that rocks my Steely.
Our Keith says the name of marbles was hilarious. Milky Way, China Gobber, Frenchie. Yeah, they had loads of them. Yeah, you're exactly right. But you loved your marbles as kids, didn't you? They were a big deal. You know what I mean? So. The Transformers boxes up there with some of the best, aren't they? For the yeah, couldn't agree more. Exactly right, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
My ex-leader, Rum. Is he not your leader anymore, Aisha?
Ex-leader.
Controversy it rums. Marbles, they were bonks and six. Remember sixes? I remember sixes. He says it himself, but I remember them. Mr. Rum. Oh, this is brilliant. Right. What's next? Get comfy, get comfy.
We've just been talking about this. I found this video in the roof. So it's the Horror Express.
I've never heard of this movie. Well, I'm not going to watch it. I'm bloody.
It's not.
Scared
I mean, it's not scary, Shabby. It's not something you couldn't watch. It's.
I don't know. Look at the front cover of that. I can't sleep in bloody days.
I mean, there they are at their best. You know, tweed and a shotgun, and you know, very good. It's a brilliant film. I mean, I've got a couple of different Blu-ray versions of it. They keep remastering it, but I've loved this film since sort of the mid '80s. It's absolutely.
You do realise though, after this, I'm going to say to say, hey, Si, on the front cover of that VHS, didn't you use the data? You know.
I'm gonna watch that this week. I'm gonna rewatch it again. I haven't seen that film for years.
Oh, it's
I'm
brilliant.
definitely gonna rewatch it.
It's one of my favourite films. Really, one of my favourite films. And I found a couple of other videos trying to change into Star Trek a bit, which is another one of the things I do love. These are the first Star Trek original series episodes I bought. We went into Stafford and bought these in Smiths with my own money. And I watched them over and over and over. We'd seen them on the telly, but these were the first ones I bought, and these are still some of my favourite episodes of the original series of Star Trek. I mean, I've got them on Blu-ray now, and they're on Netflix and Paramount. But I kept these. I kept a few videos just sort of for nostalgia's sake. So yeah, these are a couple of those that I've kept. $9.99. A bit more. It's quite a lot for 2 episodes of the original series of Star Trek. Now it seems quite a lot.
Tell you though, yeah.
But,
I've always said the same thing. Me, real Star Wars fans love Star Trek. Simple as that.
I tell you what, you're getting a lot of offers. You tonight, Martin said about the stickers, and VTRs who said those 18 marbles came on a card, 5 of them. I have a spare if you want it, Scott.
Oh, nice. Brilliant.
Look at this. My electricity bill needs paying VTR. If you want to help out, that'd be awesome, man. Telly Savalas is in that too, Scott.
I know, absolutely barking Maddie, isn't it? It's a brilliant performance, but yeah, as a Cossack of all things, yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. Such a fun film. Ooh.
Look at that. Star Trek finally found something good with Star in it. Oh, brilliant.
Staying on Star Trek, I've got a script for an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I've got it because it's signed by John Delancey, who played Q, and he also signed this little card.
Great stuff.
Well, and that's him in the episode, so I keep those together. That's quite a nice thing. That's from about 1990, 92, something like that.
Was it a con or something you picked it up, or did you meet him in person?
Yeah, met him in person at a convention. I think it was Leicester, somewhere in Leicester, a hotel in Leicester. And he was like the main star. George Takei, Mr. Sulu, was supposed to be there, but he didn't turn up. But John Delancey kept everyone entertained, and there's some photos and this, he signed a few things. So yeah, it was a really nice experience.
Me and my other brother Richard, we used to have a Star Trek convention every year in Blackpool at the Norbrett Castle, and it was something that me and my brother Rick would always go to, and every year we'd go. And then 20 years ago, we moved to Scotland, so we never went again. I always said, because I don't go with Rick, I'm not going anymore. So that was it. We called it a day with it. But we used to go every year. We loved it, that Star Trek convention. Really cool place. Nice people.
Gap says, Scott, did you see the last release of the Star Trek, the original series, on the Steelbook? Did you see that?
Oh no, I don't think so. I have got a Blu-ray set of them, but no, I didn't get a Steelbook.
Yeah, Wynn's got the entire. I've never seen one episode of The Next Generation. Not one.
Oh, I mean, that's a fun one. I mean, it's got like a Robin Hood theme to it in the end. Yeah, it's a pretty good episode.
It was funny because I watched it. Me and Matt, Zero Hunter, we watched that Strange New Worlds, and we both love it. We think it's great. Show that one. But it's the only Star Trek I've ever watched all the way through. It's weird, that, isn't it, Si? You know,
it is weird that you'll watch that and you won't watch The Next Generation. That's what I find extremely weird.
I think, Si, I think it's because the year it was out, and maybe I wasn't interested and so forth. And maybe it just went past me. Have you ever done stuff like that when you want to watch a show, but it just goes past you? Years go by, and you never really get the chance to see it and so forth. I think that's what it was for me. Because I don't mind Star Trek. I mean, it was nothing to do with it being Star Trek. I just never got around to watching one episode. So
I love Next Generation. I love it.
Generation's great, and Deep Space Nine was my favourite. But yeah, it's
never saw that.
I've seen that either. There's a lot. It's quite daunting now, isn't it? Though to think of watching like 7 seasons.
Yeah.
25
Yeah, look at me. Films you so never seen it. Good luck in that movie quiz, Shabby, on Sunday. Oh yeah, brilliant. You watch it, you'll love me. The Horror Express. I'll be like, oh damn it, I could have. Do you know what I mean?
There's a Horror Express. I think you're in there.
Yeah. Marty says the Q episodes were simply the best Next Generation episodes. Great piece, Scott. There you go.
Yeah, good. Nice. He was a nice guy. He was really entertaining guy to meet. He's good.
Yeah,
I'm going to start watching all the Deep Space Nine from the beginning, Scott. I love the original Next Generation. Yeah, it's funny. I've never got round to it, but Trekkies 1 and 2 are the great Star Trek documentaries. Have I seen them?
Yeah, they're worth a look as well.
I protest. I am not a merry man. Always love the Trouble with Tribbles episode.
Yeah. And then they do an episode of Deep Space Nine where they sort of travel back in time and interact with that episode, which is fantastic. Really well done.
Awesome.
Really clever.
Yeah, a lot of lads are like the Star Trek. There's a lot of lads in here. You know, Kieran himself said he's got a collection of Star Trek videos. They released the pilot and all that. So yeah, a few of them. Kev says, remembering all those people Scott has met for Friday's photos.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see in a couple of days. You'll see.
I say too much. Yeah, I shouldn't have said too much. Really.
Well, you never know. You never know. Oh, the people Scott's met. My son-in-law is clearing out a shed for me, and some of the stuff he's uncovered so far, old corgi toys. So, I might have to have Keith back on. Si, he's found all that stuff. I have to get him back on. Got all the Star Trek movies on DVD. Yeah, another good
Wynn's a
one.
big fan.
Stocks. Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking. I've never fallen in love like that in my life. I was like, what the France look at this. Honestly, I didn't really, but I thought, oh my life. My wife's asking me to put my jaw back in. Do you know what I mean? I was like, absolutely.
Stop dribbling on your new sandwich.
Picked up the last 3 seasons of The Next Generation on DVD for £6, says our George. Sounds like you need an episode 2 of Tub Thumpers, Keith. I agree, definitely. And Ayesha says, if I'm not chatting much, it's because I'm stuffing my face with a meat feast pizza. Oh, with a meat feast myself. Okay, Scotty boy, what's next?
Okay, well, this is just a little one.
Oh, what's that?
It's a Chewbacca pencil topper.
Yeah. I used to love pencil toppers at school.
Not a very good likeness. He looks more like my dog than...
Awesome.
Yeah, so there's definitely some more of those knocking around. There's an R2 and a Darth Vader, I remember as well. I'm not sure where they are. That's the only one I found. But yeah, that's a bit of a...
Did your lovely wife ever collect Scott as well, or did she? It's funny that because I find that a lot, but it's just those lads that usually have it. You know.
She quite likes. She says she quite likes. No, this is the wrong way to put it. She quite likes little things.
Well, you heard it here first. Tub Thumpers.
He said it, Mark. He said it, not us. No, he said it.
So she bought a couple of little jars or vase type things, and she was going to make a little collection, but it's not really happened. She hasn't bought any more of them. But So she's, I don't know. I wouldn't like to say I'd inspired her to collect, but
it does rub off, though, doesn't it? It does, yeah. It does rub off.
But no, generally, no, not really. Not really. We've got a lot of books. We like books. We've got a lot of books, obviously, with my job, and Steph used to work in the library as well. So, we've got a lot.
I'm a big reader. I love reading books. It's funny that because you listen to the lads about DVDs, Scott and Si, and about VHS, but I do it with books. Every time I go to either a thrift shop or a yard sale or a flea market, I'm always looking for like Star Wars mainly. I love the Star Wars. I've loved those books. You know what I mean? But if
my mum's like that, Mark. Even to this day, Mum must read 2 or 3 books a week. Even to this day, the room's like a library. She's always reading. My mum, always.
Because a lot of people say about the audio, oh no, I'll do audio book, Shabs. But I don't know. I like there's something about sitting in bed and having a book and reading a book. You know, I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Salacious Mum said, I went a bit mad at a car boot sale about 15 years ago and collected all the Star Trek original series, the Next Generation, Deep Space Nine videos on VHS, so I could line up all the spines. Oh, so it did that, then it made like a picture on the side.
Yeah.
I did the same for the X-Files. I've never seen one episode of X-Files. Not one.
Scott, thanks for coming, Scott. Sorry about the other half, Scott.
Yeah, I had no idea I'd be so disappointed.
Do you know, I'm seriously thinking of moving this to Manga Fandango channel.
Next week.
You've got two other brothers, haven't you, Si?
Yeah. I'll give him a ring for next week's show.
The guy at work says to me, "You like Star Trek?" No, I was cool back then, so I was cool. You know, right? Des says, the guy at work says to me, "You like Star Trek?" And I say back, "Don't you swear at me."
Let's see.
Why?
Here we go.
Hasn't got Star
I
Wars
love
on
those
it.
pencil toppers. He's a great tub, isn't it? I couldn't agree more, Martin. This is exactly what we want. Stuff like this, you know what I mean? It's brilliant. Shabby, I still haven't opened all the Playmobil boxes in the big garden shed yet. Yeah. So do you know about this story, Scott? So Keith's built this big shed in the back, and he's going to make a big Playmobil. He's a big Playmobil fan like I am, but he's making this big city and everything for his grandkids. Can you imagine what that's going to look like? And I don't know whether you follow Keith or not, but some of Keith's customs and what he can do, and they're out there. So to see this thing, what he's going to make, I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. It really is. I had the spines making a massive photo. Oh, yeah, I love stuff like that. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
You're about Salacious. Oh, God, I forgot he was here.
Well, they do that now with figures, don't they, really? When you get like Black Series or Marvel Legends, they sort of blend into one big picture, don't they, now? When all your boxes are side to side, you've got that one big montage collage picture. Yeah.
I love a good book, too, especially when they are free.
Oh, no, let's be fair here. They're not actually free, are they, Adam? You just decide not to take them back. They're not actually free. People like Scott here, I can't believe he's saying it in front of a librarian. I can't believe it, you know.
They're not free.
Oh, nice one. Yeah.
Did you None of this, Adam, is impressing Scott. None of it's impressing Scott, Adam. None of it.
Did you ever get into Playmobil yourself? Because Des T's saying right here, our winter project is to get our girls Playmobil out and have a big saw through. Oh, brilliant.
I think we had I remember a few Playmobil figures around, but no, I don't think we had anything.
See, I never did. As a kid. Me and Si have two girl cousins, and they lived in Royal Lytham, so it's a posh area. Do you know what I mean? Dead nice. And I remember, I'll never forget it. Going into there, when we were kids, we'd go around and and we'd play in the rooms or whatever. And they had this hospital set, this Playmobil hospital set, and I was completely blown away. I love little details and accessories, stuff like that. And it wasn't until I went out and got the Back to the Future, and I only bought it because it was $25. And the thing about Playmobil in the States, Scott and Si, it's not big. It's not big over here. You can't. It's not like Si will go to Smiths and Video Smiths, and there's tons of Playmobil. But over here, I think Barnes and Nobles is like a bookstore. Is the only thing that really sells it. So out of place, out of mind, if you will. But they had this one in Walmart, and I made a video on it. I tell you what, I was. That was it for me. I was hooked. But then they started doing the Rider car and the 18 van and the Ghost. And I thought, and the Back to the Future. I'm a massive fan, massive. But it's
those retro, the Back to the Future car, the 18. Those are very tempting. They're so pricey, but they're very tempting.
They are pricey. Yeah. I think it's the license. The only one I'm missing is the Magnum one, which I'm going to get as soon as it goes down a bit. But the only problem is I wanted the Asterix. That's what I was a big Asterix fan as a kid. And Scuba and our Des, they found me one. And our size always looking for me for him because they didn't sell it. They don't know what Asterix is in America. So even the Playmobil website over here doesn't sell Asterix. I was like, oh, you know what I mean? But just stuff like that is brilliant. If there's one thing I haven't learned in life, never attempt to go on a bouncy castle after oiling your body. And
see, Shabby has that same problem every week. Every week, same thing.
Oh, I tell you. I always forget my towel. Let's have a look. Was that not after Taco Bell, Ayesha? Charming. I've never tried Taco Bell. Well, there you go. Couldn't resist. Mine are withdrawn books. Honest, Your Honour. There you go. It all comes out there. Now on the Ecto 1 build, nearly finished. Nice, Jason. Yeah, he's building that Ecto 1. Me too, Jason. I'm a book lover too. Yeah. I like that. You know what I mean? I tried to do it.
Got a great collection of signed books, hasn't he? Wynn's got a great collection of books that are all signed, for all the worlds and all sorts. He's got a nice collection of books, Wynn.
Wow.
Right, Mr. B says Playmobil on there. So it's what on Learning Express sells Playmobil also. Cheers, Mr. B. I appreciate that. Okay, Scott. Anything else?
Yeah, got a few figures, a few action figures from the past. Does anyone know who this is?
No, do you know that?
It's from the 18.
No. Does anyone remember Sequest?
Oh,
this is Schneider.
It's probably Schneider, yeah.
The only person I know has carded Sequest is Scuba Pete. Scuba Pete has carded Sequest, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I've got. I think it was probably a joke, like someone got it for me. I mean, I quite like the series, but yeah, so he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he usually says face from the 18. I thought that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look like the 18. Just look like one of the 18 figures, doesn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
It's not bad. He's got some articulation.
Great for it, yeah.
Yeah, he's all right. I might keep him out. He's been in a tub for.
He's still stiff, isn't he? He's still, his joints all stiff and stuff.
I might stick him on the shelf with some other stuff. There's a few Star Trek ones as well. Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Borg.
That's a Borg, is it? Is that right?
Borg, yeah.
Borg.
They were okay. I mean, they're hopeless by today's standards. But yeah, I mean, see, Star Wars. We weren't collecting Star Wars figures, and so this for me, this was probably this was the 90s. I was buying these. So I never really stopped getting stuff like this. Figures. I've always bought figures of one sort or another. There's a pretty shocking Captain Kirk.
They're playmates, aren't they?
I like that.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell it's
I like it.
You can kind of tell it's him, but it's like the arm. I mean, the arms are really stiff, but you can't do anything. The legs don't really move, and the head moves a bit. That's about it. So he's more of a statue, really. But yeah, he's not in bad condition.
Great uniform. Great uniform.
They tried to bring it back, didn't they, last year? But it didn't take off at all, did it?
No,
they
didn't.
Yeah.
No, they've discontinued it, haven't they? I think they've stopped.
They have. Mm-hmm.
There's General Chang from Star Trek 6 as Christopher Plummer.
Now the movies I've seen, so yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But I never knew that was Christopher Plummer. You've just blown me away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else we got on this data?
See, those Von Trapp kids would have never played up if they looked like that. Do you know what I mean? So...
Definitely not. Who else is there?
Scott, are you going to attend Sandown on Saturday? Or is that a bit too far for you?
Too far, Adam. Yeah, too far. Unfortunately. There's
Who's
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. It's not. Can you tell that's Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few of those. A few Buffy figures. Again, just like I liked something, I'd buy the figures if they existed for it, and I had a few of those.
One of the weirdest Buffys. Do you remember that one with was they called the Gentleman, and they floated 2 foot above the ground, and that was eerie. That show of Buffy,
and it was all silent, wasn't it? There was some speaking at the beginning and the end. The rest of the episode, they made it. Everyone lost their voices, so there was no sound. It was.
But the Master did were proper Whoa, it's supposed to be a bit of a kid show. This and but it was a really dark one. That wasn't it? I'll never forget that one. Yeah. There
were some good episodes. It was the first 3 or 4 years. It was really well written. I thought it was a really good show. So here's one of PGM's pals.
Oh, it's PGM here. There he is, looking at his finest.
Actual size.
Actual size.
Oh. There's a few. I got a bag with stuff in. So there's a few more. There's Sean Bean.
So did you ever get into these Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I bought I bought a few Lord of the Rings. They're still in the boxes. I bought the first set you got with Peter Jackson in it, and Got quite a few of them, Gollum and stuff, and I never opened anything.
There's I sort of got a bit more topical with Alien Romulus. There's Ian Holm.
Yeah, Bilbo himself.
That's a great figure. McFarlane makes these, isn't it? Is it McFarlane?
I think so. I haven't kept any of the packaging for these, but yeah, I think it probably is. They're feeling a bit. They're feeling a bit sort of sticky, really. I'm not sure.
What are you doing with your figures, Scott?
What we got here? Oh well, here we go. We've got to have. It's Khan.
We've got our first hot take. Des T says, Scott, they deserve to be on display.
They do. It's another of the characters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's Willow.
Yeah, that's cool as well.
Not bad, is it? They're not bad.
I'll take you
Who
word
made
for
these Buffy figures? Was it Necker? Who made Buffy figures?
Was it McFarlane?
McFarlane? Not no idea, pal.
No idea. No, I haven't kept no packaging, so no, it doesn't say anything on there. Oh, this is one for Adam, really. Someone got me this as a joke. It's a librarian figure. It's apparently quite a famous American librarian.
You're Adam.
But it's like when Adam starts talking about library books, she goes. Adam, shush.
Absolutely brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, brilliant.
She's a really famous American librarian, so any of the American guys might actually know who she is. I don't know.
Maybe.
Scott, you are a brother from another mother, my friend, says R. Martin. Yeah, him.
Who else we got?
That smile on Bilbo makes him look like Nicholas Parsons. Nicholas Parsons. God.
It's a bit of a grimace, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a couple more. There's Geordie and Deanna from Next Generation.
Yeah. I always liked it when they gave Jodie LaForge's eyes. They were all like mad. You could only see what I could see.
It's all a bit random. There's kind of a Matchbox motorboat with a guy.
That's awesome. What is that?
It's a Matchbox. Is that the right way up? Matchbox.
Oh, Scuba Pete would be all over that. He loves that sort of stuff.
Pretty cool, and the guy swivels around in that. I've had that. I mean, what's the year on it? I can't quite make it. 1970. I think it's 1979. So I've had it since then. I remember having that, playing with that with my army figures.
Super cool.
I got some sort of.
Now we're talking. Talking.
Kind of Britons and a Matchbox Audi Quattro.
Very nice.
And then there's like a haystack.
It's mad how random stuff ends up in your collections, though, isn't it? I've just stuff you don't know where it's come from. You never bought it, and it just ends up there.
Rover. Yeah.
Police Rover, that's pretty cool. That was
proper police car. That proper
Keith Knight like that. Look at that. Remember that Si?
Yes. Oh my God, do I ever?
The guy with the binoculars, the copy with the binoculars, in it?
That's
in the back.
Yeah.
Like but his heads are on his mark. Our heads never lasted on anything like that. It's always the heads are off. I must have just stood there as a kid going like that till it popped off or something.
The games are afoot.
Stegosaurus, of course. And I've obviously been playing, and I've done something. I've stuck a match in it and painted it red. So
wounded. Luke Skywalker got him.
Buffy.
What collections?
Swamp Patrol. That's it.
I used to love them. Yeah, I think we all did.
Brilliant. Look how well made they were. Absolutely well. Scuba Pete will be all over them. You're right, Si.
I absolutely love these. Yeah. So it's a bit random because I've also got like a Union soldier from the American Civil War, and so There must
Yeah.
be more. There must be more somewhere.
I loved the cowboys and the Indian ones. Remember them?
Yeah.
Si? We had all them as kids. I
Yeah.
loved them.
They were great little setups, weren't they? You
Yeah.
could make proper war sets of them, and they were brilliant.
What does that mean? I'm as constant as the Northern Star. Is that a?
It's from Star Trek 6.
Oh, right.
It's Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at that.
Look at that.
It's like a Pantera.
What is it? It's an Alpha Corrado. Yeah, 1970 on that one.
I was going to say, because the 70s designs of like Matchbox cars were awesome, weren't they? You loved every single design they did.
Fire engine.
Salacia says, you have not experienced Shakespeare until you have read them in the original Klingon. Oh, Warriors are cool. Yeah, Martin's loving all this, isn't he? All these catchphrases. Look at these. And it's very cold in space.
That's a bit of a this is from the rest of it's probably lost, but we had remember the show Blockbusters.
I was going to say, I know exactly what that is. That's for the Blockbuster board game.
And there were the up and down and the left to right. That looks like that's all we've got left of it. That's like that's the little memento of it. It's just one.
Absolutely brilliant. We all had that game side, the Blockbusters game.
Yeah, I knew what that was straight away. I'll have a pee-pees, Bob. Oh,
no, sorry.
Yeah, there's Wolf.
Yeah.
Another one of these.
There you go. I knew Keith would love them. Look, Matchbox Police Launch and a Corgi Rover SD1 traffic car. Had them all as a kid. And Benny did. Yeah. Oh, now we're talking. Look at that.
Have you got your thing in the cockpit? Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. Brilliant.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
VTR says my dad had loads of those metal figures. Remember setting up battles. Wonder where they've all. I know. I couldn't agree more, Dave. I loved those as kids. Really did. Although I remember the Britons doing the space guys. They were orange and this, and I loved their space line that they did. And you remember they put the gun over their arm. I loved that. Yeah. I loved them too.
This has got landing gear that actually go up and down. This is amazing.
Yeah. We had that size, and we had the size next up, and you press that silver button underneath, and the landing gears come down, don't they? You got the hubble inside it. They're mint, them, aren't they?
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah, Matt's collection's got that space shuttle right there.
Yeah.
An anti-aircraft gun of some sort.
Oh, what?
So these are all things. I mean, I played these to death as a kid. This is 1974, so this is 50. That's partly melted. I went through a phase of like setting fire to Matchbox cars.
Stabbing these dinosaurs, Mark. Setting fire.
You've invited on. You've invited on.
I thought he was a nice librarian.
I thought he said he supports Arsenal, not arsonist. That's what I thought.
I went through a phase of shooting them with an air rifle as well at one point. So I think I like the destruction. So there's that Hover Raider as well.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That's 1974. So I've probably had these since I was born. But I mean, I was, born 1974, so I've had these since the year dot, really. So yeah, it's more random.
They made great though. They were made to last, weren't they? They were made to last, these things.
There's a lot of these 1:72 scale figures.
Oh,
you remember those?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
There's like those are Aztecs or something.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
There's a horse. Things like that. British soldier.
I think we saw that at Acme Toy Fair, Keith. I think that was at Acme Toy Shop in Birmingham.
Look at that. Hang on a minute. Scott Saguna. That's it. I'm off to the library tomorrow and I'm not taking a single.
But that's what I painted. I painted the little guy on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a,
Look at that. So Keith's saying that thing is the Matchbox Super Kings Army hovercraft. Wow.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, look, BOE even had that one. Absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah, so there's just a lot more toy soldiers of different scales and things like that. There's the odd extra dinosaur.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just stick your finger in his gob, wouldn't you? Just sit there all day. Yeah.
There was a time when they came in cereal boxes. Can anyone remember? I remember toys coming in cereal boxes. Yeah, I do remember that. The Kennedy Space Center has the Space Shuttle Atlantis on display, and I'd love to see that. I would love to see it. I think it'd blow us away if I saw one in real life, because we, like I said, where we're from, it was always the little ships, but like what VTR said, we always loved the Space Shuttle, didn't we? You know.
Yeah. The Space Shuttle was like your real life Millennium Falcon, though, wasn't it? It was like the real one. It was.
Found a couple more marbles.
Hold on, sending him VTR. He's found some more.
There's the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one looks like it's been damaged, which is a damn shame because it's Soundwave, but it's frosted.
Ooh.
It looks like it's been cracked. You can make out who it is.
Oh, you can still see it though. Yeah.
You can tell who it is, but there's kind of a crack down the side, so he's probably been dropped at some point. But yeah, that's cool. I knew there were a few more of them bound somewhere.
Look at Kieran. Thanks, Scott. I would never have guessed that was a horse. Oh. I remember ordering those ads in old comic books. Right, okay. In old comic books, got you, right? Awesome tubs. It is, Gab. I couldn't agree more. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I really have. Super Kings were bigger than the standard Matchbox toys. They equate to anything from 1 to 43rd scale to 1 to 32 scale. All right, okay.
Yeah.
A bloody blobby onesie. I just bought a load of sealed Willow toys from cereal boxes in the 80s. I couldn't resist. Wow.
Gosh.
I didn't know Willow came in cereal boxes. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I remember toy cereal boxes, Shabby. I wonder why my cereal tasted funny back then. Oh, and Connor's saying it for tonight. Yeah, for the Hollow Chronicle streaming. Thanks for that, Connor. I appreciate that. I love a good cereal box. The Mailway Kellogg's playing cards too. The monsters. I think you showed some of them, didn't you, when you were on Tub Thumpers, Adam? Yeah. Okay, Scott, we've got a couple more minutes. What have you got?
Oh, okay. What else have I got quickly?
Oh, no, you finish when you finish, buddy. That's not a problem.
Like some Tazos.
Yeah.
Remember those? Well,
There's another when I put my tubs out. I couldn't believe how many Tazzles I had.
Peter Cushing, one of my favourites. That's a fantastic image of how.
Scott has found his marbles.
Not so sure. There we go.
Join me.
An absolute image. Love
Yeah.
that. Fantastic. So yeah, those.
Kieran says, I remember getting a submarine in my cereal. It took me a couple of days though before I could play with it, if you know what I mean. Oh, brilliant.
These look like they must have gone on the end of a torch or something. A little
torch. And then you put it on a wall and it did
them on the wall. No sign of a torch, but there's Darth Vader and 3PO there. So.
Yeah, you're probably right there. Yeah, that's what they look like. And yeah, when you like you said, but you beamed on the wall, you could make it full. You know.
Yeah.
That's a good point, George. The only thing he remembers about Shreddies was the transfer sheets. Remember the transfer sheets, lads? They were awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I love those.
Mm.
Yeah, you just need to... Oh, look at the condition of that too.
That was one of those with the key. You put the key in.
Yeah.
You can fire it up. It's a bit dusty actually, but yeah, that's pretty smart, isn't it?
Classic that.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
These are a couple of little things to finish off with. These are the first two badges you got free with the Return of the Jedi comics back in 1983 when it came out.
Right.
And I've kept. I mean, it's pretty faded that one now, but I've kept those. So.
Brilliant.
Quite nice as well.
I can't walk into HMV without buying badges. I'm always buying them little badges. I just can't help myself.
There's one just one little thing for Luke. I know Luke will appreciate this. the only mask figure I had. I can't find the motorbike and sidecar, but
It was Bullet, wasn't it? Or was it the Piranha that came with him?
Piranha.
Piranha, yeah.
Piranha. I must have it somewhere, but because if I've kept him, I wouldn't have got rid of it. So yeah, I've got him. Sly Rax. He's pretty.
Absolutely brilliant.
The only one I had there.
And there you have it then. So there is our Scots. Absolutely. I'm absolutely blown away. Our Scots tubs.
Thanks.
Honestly, what a blast from the past your tubs were, man. There's about 5 or 6 things in there. I think for me, it's like I say, the Return of the Jedi sticker book. You always, but when you pulled out that Transformer sticker book, I have not seen or anything about that size since we were 8, something like that.
Yeah, it's the quality in it. It's the stickers. You just don't forget images from the 80s. Yeah. It's so weird how it's embedded.
Yeah,
isn't it? They're just brilliant. Those.
Absolutely brilliant. The Britain stuff was awesome. I honestly, mate, I think this was one of those things why we do Tub Thumpers in its side. To be honest, I mean, absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Adam says he loves the books where you got to peel and re-stick stickers. I love that kind of thing. Yeah. Yes, Kieran, you filled them up with baking powder. Right. Okay. Don't forget to play Scott's Gallery again. Should we just play one more time before we go? All right. Well,
of course.
Of course. We'll do it for our Scott because he's been a great guest. Here is the lovely Scott's Gallery. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Another awesome episode of honestly, Scott, man. You blow me away. Absolutely, what a great guest to have on Tub Thumpers. Absolutely. What do you think, Si? What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, 100%. It's great seeing all people's different stuff. And like I said, even what show is this? 26, 27 was still seeing different stuff, but it sparks off memories. We're all the same age, aren't we? So when somebody shows something like that, whether you remember it or not, like again, Mark, with that Transformer sticker book, you look at them foil stickers, you instantly back, aren't you? We're going back.
I'm going to give you a big kiss, man. I love doing it. I'm so glad you came up with Tub Thumpers is ace. I love Tub Thumpers.
It's such a great format. I love it. Yeah.
Oh, it is, but to be fair, it is no show without the people we have on, and it isn't. There's no show without people we have on, you know. So again, like what Mark reiterates every week in the chat, you want to come on the Tub Thumpers, let Mark know. If you've got a tub, even if it's full of crap like my first tub was, you want to come on, just let Mark know. We'll book you in. Come on.
Just think about it another way. Everything your wife hates, we're gonna love. You know what I mean?
Everything your wife wanted out of the house for years.
Everything your wife wants clearing out.
We
love it. Yeah, exactly. Wow, Scott, you really have an awesome collection of stuff there. So impressed with what you have. Truly mint stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Another great
Yeah.
episode of Tub Thumpers. Scott and everyone in the chat, thank you, pal.
Yeah.
Kev says, what an amazing episodes of Tubbs once again. Great stuff and great company. You're all legends, every one of you. We had 55 practically all the way through it. So
Wow.
honestly, well, it's what happens when you get eye candy like you on, Scott. This is what happens. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Great collection. Scott says our Gap. Fantastic Tub. Scott says our Des. Our VTR says brilliant. Yeah, everybody loved it, man. Everybody. Jumpy, just wanted to say again for forwarding that shirt my way. I'll put that up for you, Mr. B, just in case you 100 points for the Tub, Scott. Great. As for being a I don't think he's a post Arsenal. I was saying he could be an Arsenalist. Adam's going to smack him right in the face when he sees you at a convention. I'm like, oh no, but Shabby said, no, I didn't say anything. BOE says, fun show and fantastic to see all the old toys. Absolutely brilliant. Superfan says, awesome.
Excellent.
Hover Express and Star Trek, best Tub Thumpers ever. Look at this. Excellent, Tub Scott. What an episode this has been. Thank you for and yeah, I agree with our Keith. Thank you so much for showing it. Really was cool. Oh, mate. Great stuff as our Gerard, our win. Jumpy, going back to that conversation. I'm going to bed now on my own again. Oh well, Alicia, don't worry.
Well, it's a good thing you've got to be up for 4 a.m. with me on milk round, so it's a good thing. You know, bed early, up early.
Did you see that Scott yesterday? He usually goes to our side. I'm not sure if he's in the military. He looks like a milkman. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. Absolutely brilliant. I shouldn't really be laughing because I look just like you. Does that mean I look like a milkman? Yeah,
I'm afraid so. You could be the postman.
The Warriors. Yeah, I know. Kind of look at that.
I had no idea that Scott was in the Warriors. No idea when I saw it. I was like, whoa.
Things you learn, you know what I mean? I tell you. But let's have a look. The photos of Scott at Fry Fest. Definitely. Weird science, yeah. When Si put that picture of me and Scott in that shower with Kelly Brock, I was like, oh, I never. I've said this before, but before we go out, because I know we've gone 50 minutes over. That's how good this episode has been. I never want to know what Si's doing, so I'll say to Si, me and Si will, we'll see who he's getting on and so forth. And Si just says, leave it to me. And I don't want to see these pictures until like the night before. And he make me laugh. He comes up with some belters. He really, like you with those 4 blondes. I thought, oh man. Or the lads at the Blue Oyster. I thought, only Si can get away with that. Only Si can. Brilliant. Matt's Collection says, great stuff. Mr. Beast says, love this shower scene. Yeah. Great show, lads. What a cool collection and what an awesome he is. So he's one of us. I mean, we're so glad, Scott, that you joined our community. We really are, mate. You're a big part of it, man. So it's awesome to have you. Every time Si puts the mug to his lips, I fall about laughing.
Yeah, you won't see that again. That's not coming out ever again.
Yeah. You know what, Des and Scott and everybody else, if there's anyone in the chat now that wants to do an annual live stream, let's do it. I'll set that up and we'll all come on showing off annuals. In fact, write in the comments of this video or just write to me on either Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and say, Shabby, let's get this done. And we'll have I can hold 10 on mine and we'll all show annuals. That was a great idea that Gap had. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. Great fun tonight. Great fun. Annuals that I know what you mean, Des. I know what you mean. 2 words to describe today. Brilliant live stream. Hit that like button. Our Geekstrom says fun show for sure. Absolutely brilliant. Let me just Shabby over really an A+ Tub Thumpers, Scott. Good old biker. I'm going to go away and have a long think about what the dog has been calling me.
Well, that's the thing. We'll never know, will we?
Kevin Holmes staring at his dog like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's that dog think of me? Oh, brilliant. Shabby on a hot tin roof. Win says, I love this community so much. Great. Well, you're a big part of it, mate. Everyone. Oh, there we go. I'm up for annual, says Adam straight away. Yeah, that's a great idea that Gap had. So I better come on and do it. And on an end note, one of my cats has just told me he calls me the fat
Can't have it all, keep, I suppose.
There we are, VTR. Sign me up for annuals night. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. Right, we're definitely doing annuals night. That's another stream. We'll all get together and we'll set something up. And once I get one or two people to say me they want me, like Des and VTR and Scott, you'll be on for that, right? An annuals night.
Yeah, I'll see if I've got any more. But yeah, I've probably got a couple more.
Awesome. Si, you're definitely on, so I don't have to ask you. You're always with me, pal. Great. Sign me up. Looking forward. I think your wife is. I think.
The key thinks it's the cat.
I'm looking forward to Friday night. Yeah, so I'll just do a shameless plug, Science Scott, if you don't mind. Before we go, we will go.
Well, we do mind, actually. Yes, we do mind. Yes, we do.
ZSR is celebrity photo night, and today's your last day to get them in. So you don't have to email them to me, but if you ever need, it doesn't have to be a A-list celebrity. It can be any celebrity you've ever met or whatever. Send them to me by the end of today. And then I'll put them on for ZSR on Friday. But yeah, celebrity photo night on ZSR. But anyway, we are done. Anything to say, lads, before we go?
No, apart from thanks a lot, Scott. Thanks for coming on and showing us what you've got. Really appreciate it. It was a really good show.
Thanks for having me, guys. I've really enjoyed it. It's been good fun.
You've been absolutely brilliant. All right. Well, on that note, we'll see you all on Friday. See you later.
Bye.